Do, 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 do. Good evening, every fluff, and Merry Crimbus, or Merry Chrysler, and Happy Honda Days. And just in case there's anyone with any different beliefs, um, a very happy Kia Wanza. Just to cover all my bases, making sure no one feels left out tonight. And okay, everything looks right. Hello, Denny, and hello, Wild, and welcome to tonight's festivities. Hopefully everything is coming through okay. My headset's being a little jittery, but I think that's just it being a day. Nice. I finally got my Mega Retron HD. Yeah, let's go. Be Mega, be Retron, be HD. And I saw you also got the EverDrive there with it too. So ready to go there, Den Den. Enjoy all of them Genocide games. I may be aware of how much space all of the ROMs for the Sega Genesis would take up, but I am not going to say that I would know that for any particular reason. I have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm just gonna stop that conversation right there without even. Yep, that's where we're gonna leave that. Anyway, yeah, welcome to tonight and welcome to Crimmis. It is actual Crimmis, as you probably all know because you're aware of time. And of course, no, I was not going to skip on tonight's stream because it's Christmas. Because, well, guess what? Normal week for the two of us in this house. We work Monday through Friday again, like usual. Grabs eggnog. Please enjoy. I've had it like. I got eggnog once one year, and I was okay with it. I didn't hate it. It tasted like liquid pudding, which is basically what it is. But I didn't love it enough to care that I was gonna buy more of it. I think I might have liked it better had I had the kind with booze in it as opposed to just the kind that was, well, basically liquid pudding. But hey, there's always options with this stuff. Nobody says you have to always be the good version or the bad version, as it were. And yes, I specifically made sure to make today's stream starting at least under the Crimmis tree because it be Crimbus. Fun fact, this is the same world I was in last Monday. I was just upstairs in front of one of the fireplaces. This is a really fun, very... I don't know if it's normally anywhere near this festivized, but gosh darn it, it looks really... It feels the way a holiday should feel, if you get me. It feels like they cared to make it look nice. And I'm down for that. I made French toast and Cinnabons for... Oh, jelly. Two kinds of brekkies. Oh, this is not called to the lamp. Hold on, let me fix that. My bad. I forgot to change my titles. Bad Lion. Remember to change your titles. Keybird. VR. Chat. Fun. It. Crimmis. Okay, and change the type of game to VR chat. Thank you, autocomplete. Done. There we go. Thank you, Maki. The one thing I forget to do the most is that, and that's because, well, I forget things. LOL. Merry Crimbus. Thank you, Maki. Hello, little Vixen Kit. I had baked salmon for dinner this evening. That looked really good. I saw the pictures there, Wild. You made a really nice piece of slam-on. Well done. Good, Foxy. Very good. I actually had been considering making salmon or rainbow trout yesterday for dinner. But when I went to Walmart, they had no big fillets of salmon, so that's a no-go because I'll buy those there since they are pre-sealed and whatnot. Um, and at Meijer, I would prefer to buy them. They also come in the big pre-sealed flat of salmon or the full-size flats of rainbow trout or other fun fishies that are not tilapia. Um, I do like my variety in these things, but it was no go. But steaks were on sale, so we did. I did a ribeye for me and a strip for the Foxy, and they were really tasty. I was pretty happy. They turned out nice. Um, Gave the Foxy 20 bits on the 26. Oh, that was really nice of you, Den Den. You are a good little fluff. Thank you for sharing with the Foxy. I really appreciate you making her smile. Had good ham today. Again, almost also bought ham because of how on sale it was, but I was just like, I'm not really in the mood for it right now. I know it's the right time, but I wasn't really in a ham mood. I just wasn't feeling ham. And with just being the two of us buying one of the nicer big chunks of ham, I'd be stuck with ham for a week or more, and then I would be mad at ham by the time I was done with it. Should have done it anyway, but well, that's past me's wishes, and this is future me that deals with the consequences. um, Tonight's dinner was a normal for us in this house anyway. I made a big pot of gnocchi with meat sauce. So, delicious, delicious noodle pillows with meat chunks, lots of mushrooms, peppers and onions, and a lot of meat. And Denny's watching ads. Adsity, adsity, ads. 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 Sorry about that. Wait for the ad stand. Usually it's about 8:40 on my little timer. Okay, that's all looking good. Is there anything I can close? Because we're being pretty janky today. Hold on. Let me go to desktop 1. Bring up that Firefox. Let me see. Let's just stop that. I'll resume that later. That's not as important to have open anyway. Didn't really make a big difference. Make sure you're not on the lip. So whenever things are on the lip of a page, that can make problems. You know what? Let's open that and see what it's. Just make sure there's nothing critical going on. Right, nobody's messaging. I'm just gonna exit Discord as well because that often is a system eater. Not OBS. There it is. Quit Discord. In fact, quit Telegram as well. These are a little smoother. And you're back. Yay! Okay, well, I was just closing things that would hopefully make my thing work a little smoother, and actually it kind of is, so that's not a bad thing. Did you check for rainbow snow? I did not look for rainbow snow. I do apologize. Last thing I was saying whenever I was so rudely interrupted by ads was, yes, I actually made gnocchi for dinner tonight. I do use a pre-made gnocchi. I don't make my own because I do this during work, so I'm doing it on breaks and stuff. So the fact that all I have to do is put them in the boiling water and drop them in the sauce, that's good timing. I have tried many kinds over the years, pre-packaged gnocchi. modest brands, good brands, different variants like whole grains and all kinds of other weird garbage, frozen, shelf stable packs. And the ones I actually found I like the best, not just because they're the cheapest, was actually the texture of the great value ones. They have the right level of chunky but mushy at the same time in the right way. So it's not like chewing a big thing of bleh, and it's not like eating a just like a marshmallow. It breaks down right. It feels good and soft, and it has a good texture to it. Uh, I know most of you probably don't care, nor most of you probably don't even cook gnocchi on a very often basis. But hey, that's news from me. Speaking of Walmart, they make things harder for customers. That's what they always do. That's how they work. What are they doing at the moment that I don't know about? I heard many stores across the country are getting rid of self-checkouts, but the ones near us literally just changed their self-checkouts and got rid of even more of the regular checkout lines and made nicer self-checkouts that are actually easier to use. Makeup is locked behind a glass door. That is awesome. I mean, seriously, it is way more costly per ounce than baby formula is. So if they're going to lock up anything, that's probably the thing that they should lock up, but still. Really? Well, hopefully they have people hanging around to open them up. Oh, and I see it pop up. I'll take care of that. Boop and boop. I'm easier to find this week. I am down on the bottom floor. Ta-da! It does make it a little more embarrassing for someone that is definitely not of the born female side to be buying makeup, because now you have to ask somebody for help to get makeup out. And receipt checks. Yeah, they did receipt checks. When I checked out like 2 weeks ago, because, well, this time at least that made some sense, because we had some out of bag items, a set of dishes, and a microwave were on our cart. So they wanted to check our receipts to make sure we bought the things that we couldn't fit into bags, because they don't make bags big enough for microwaves. Same with Magic the Gathering cards. Too many are stolen. Nice. But at Meijer, across the street from the Walmart, big pile of Magic cards just sitting on a counter next to the Pokemon cards across from the Legos. Big pile of those. And that is such an easy thing. I'm not like condoning stealies, but those are all so easy to steal. Makeup. All you gotta do is put it in your purse and pretend like that was my lipstick. But like Magic cards, they are so small. You can fit them in anywhere. Hello, little Emmy Poof. There you are. I'm gonna try and pet you, but you're under the desk. So, yep, that's as low as my arm goes. I moved back thinking that's gonna do a thing, and that it doesn't do a thing, because literally moving my stick doesn't actually move where my real me is. It just moves my virtual me. Hey, cutie pie. Hi, M&Ms. You're adorable. I got my new game system. Woot! What game system did you get there, Emmers?
I got your PS5.
PS5. PS5. Go PS5. Go PS5. Go PS5. Go PS5. Woot, woot, woot. Disc drive or no disc drive?
My sister got the Quest 3.
Ooh, Questy 3. Nice. You both got a nice win there this year. Merry Crimmis, little dear.
My mom had to leave our computers at our grandma's.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, let's just say grumpy puss is still being a grumpy puss.
Aw,
Abby might add.
I'm sorry. Well, hopefully your computers get to come back to visit you soon so you can play with them. Denny, it's okay if you can't
Oh,
join.
oh, 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 oh. I got two Beat Saber cards and a Steam card. I spent some money on Baldur's Gate 3 on Steam, but due to lack of memory space, I can't download it.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hopefully you can make some space for that. Mm. Maybe delete some other games you don't need at the moment and then reinstall them later. Boop. But Denny, it's okay. You don't have to have energy to be in VR every day. We understand. Wish I had Undertale. That would be a really neat one to have. I've seen enough people playing it. I think it looks fun. Bless you, little hob dear. Mm.
I am 100% COVID/allergy free, but prednisone makes me kind of cruddy in the tummy.
Hopefully that passes. I am never 100% allergies free. It's like, which allergy season is it, is the question, not whether or not I have allergies.
Uh,
I've always been a little sneezelet. In fact, I was like middle of elementary school before I realized that I could breathe through my nose when I spent enough time away from the house after the cat was gone. It's like, oh, wait, people breathe through their nose? I thought that was just something that they pretended you did in cartoons. Oh, no, air actually can go in those holes? That is awesome. Why didn't I have those installed before? Why am I facing the wrong way? You're bowling, Lammy. Oh, good. She found her lamp. Let's try this. Am I facing better? I think it's better. I also got a Chromecast, and it's better than using the Roku apps. Nice. Well, I am definitely glad for that. I'm not going to say I am brand loyal to any one of those particular items. If one behaves better than the other, I'd more than happily install it on the TV of choice. We just ended up buying mostly Rokus because they were available and they were cheap. Uh, and it smirted up all the TVs that weren't smirt in this house real quick. But I'm glad to hear the Google TVs work pretty darn good. I might consider one of those in a couple places in our house if they make the price available and make them good options. TLC has been slow lately for me. I'm sorry. Yes, Emmy, you have the lab. Silly little thing. Hello, Ice Toast. I hope you. Hey, congratulations. I am glad. I bet they look cute on your tree. Hello, Caddie. I hope you had a great Crimmis and a happy holidays. Well, so far so good. I had to work today, and I have to work all this week and all next week as usual. So annoying, but we're making it through. Fopsy and I still love each other and spent some good time over the weekend, so that's the important thing. We're making our space where we can. I had an old version of Roku TV. I'm pretty sure the ones we have aren't exactly new. I can't get my facing right. I'm just not quite where I want to be. That's better, I think. Fopsy and I, to enjoy our Crimmis presents the most since we knew we had to work on Monday, we exchanged Friday night. And I got to enjoy my stuff from Friday night on through the weekend. So did Fopsy. And that was really fun. Since there's no need to worry about, oh, did Santa come and leave it under the tree? We just we adulted and went ahead and opened on Friday and had fun with it. And it was good. Foxy got me some nice stuff. I got Foxy some nice stuff. We were both very happy and enjoyed our things. Mm. One of the things I got was the 2003 to 2009 Turtles cartoon, of which I've already started watching, and I'm like 3 discs into. I loved that series.
Oh,
Yes, dear.
Caddie, I also got a few awesome Pez dispensers that are gonna be worth a lot of money. I have Grogu in the middle, Chewy, Silver Vader, and a Silver R2D2 Pez dispenser from Fred Meyer's.
Nice. I hope you enjoy your Pez dispensers. To
I
look,
don't like the candy.
I can't stand them either. I think they taste like caca. I have several Pez dispensers I've gotten given as gifts over the years that sit on shelves, never getting out of their package. Not because I'm trying to save them for value later, more along the lines of, I don't want to eat the Pez anyway. um,
Caddy!
yes, ma'am? You too. Uh, Denny, Walmart's dumb mart. Walmart never was customer friendly. Yeah, they aren't exactly. I will say the adding of the newer self checkout lines has made ours a little bit more tolerable. They're a lot easier to walk through, and they got rid of most of the normal checkout lines that were never open anyway, so made life a lot
Caddy, the
easier.
thing why I say that is my grandmother is blind and she can't hear and she has a tough time with the self checkout. She rather have normal checkouts where people can help her.
I can understand that. Um, they usually have at least one of them open, and that's how they have been for quite a while. Um, but for those of us that are good at the self checkout, it's been pretty convenient and less lines. All Stan says, Merry Christmas, gay animal friends. Merry Christmas, sweet Bun Bun Floof. It is good to see you. We will observe you, the creature. Denny is agreeing with you about the status of the Walmart there, Emmy. And she also says that is the creature all stance. Ads again? 724? Why is it ads again already? Did my ad profile get hoo-hawed? Ad profile. Where are you? Content. Monetization. Ads.
I made a special Christmas friend today.
It's said right. Who'd you meet there, Ems?
I think I made Flamian's day.
Oh, well, that is good. I'm glad you did.
I wished him a happy holidays and then he asked me, well, I don't have friends very often. I don't have a lot of friends outside my video games in here because most of the time I get backstabbed or betrayed.
Aw, well, I'm glad you made friend then. Good girl, Amos. Um,
And he is in Ukraine. My pug
mm-hmm,
friend Pug Tyson's in Ukraine. And I worry about all my friends in war zones.
mm-hmm. That is very scary to know our friends that are over in places that are getting boom booms. I am glad I'm in the middle of this
Well,
country where I'm safe.
the thing is, Tyson's parents told me that a sunflower not is for their culture. It means more than just a pretty flower. It means that they're strong in numbers. I don't remember exactly what they said, but they used my picture of my giant sunflowers that I had in my garden
mm-hmm.
to show their friends that not only people like me care about them, that they're stronger together.
Well, that was nice. That is good to hear, little dear. All right. Emmy says, doll stance. I am not gay. Yeah, it could be. All stance, I just woke up an hour ago. Wait, no. It was an hour and a half ago. I am eepy sleepy. Aw, poor little eepy sleepy little Benoy. Well, come, join us. Be awake. It is
I
time for the
think
wakes.
if he wants me to bowl for bunnies with the bowling lamb, be my guest.
Nah, we're not going to bowl for bunnies. We're okay with that. Denny says, Merry Christmas slash holiday to all stance. Excellent. Thank you for doing that there, Den. And all stance says, Merry Crimmis back. Excellent. I am glad you're all being Crimmisy to each other. Please continue to do so. Be nice to everyone. Whether you're in the mood for it or not, it's always good to be nice about stuff like this. I can tell you for sure, actual Christmas time is never fun for me or the Foxy because. Yes, dear?
You might want to take your culty extensions off.
Just leave them up there. They don't hurt anything to hide on the screen. It's way more of a pain to turn them off.
Making me go cross-eyed.
I'm sorry, you have to see a little man sitting in the corner there, or the little box. They are really finicky to turn on and off between streams. At least I did change my title and type, so it's not there anymore. Thank you, Maki. Was playing Tetris on the Genesis. Nice. I'm glad you're enjoying your Genesis, your Tetris. But as I was saying, Flopsy and I, neither one really get to enjoy this time of year specifically because work usually tends to, even though they say stuff like, oh, we don't discriminate or give things to the people that have traditional families any more than we give them to anyone that has non-traditional families. Every single actual holiday, two people get stuck working. Guess which two? Every time. Without fail, it's the two of us. There's 7 people in our department. Today, there was the 2 of us working. Throughout the rest of this week, the next 3 days, there will be 3 of us working out of 7. On Friday, we get up to a whopping 4 out of 7. The workload does not change during these periods, just the amount of people. So, there's stuff that hasn't been done today. Let's just put it that way. We did not finish everything. And it'll probably get finished and caught up by the end of the week, but still, we had all of the weekend stuff to do because the weekend person was off all weekend. And now
Todd's Lions tells Caddie AFK prime rib dinner.
enjoy your prime rib, my little dear. Have a good nom noms. Prime rib jelly. So yes, this time of the year is never fun for the two of us. Everyone in our department has to burn PTO so they don't lose it because the company has no concept of, well, we think everyone should only be able to carry over 40 hours of time off. So we're going to make them all use down to that 40 hours by the end of the year. But we're not going to explain really well how you actually successfully do that because most of them don't understand the fact that taking off the last week of the year, this year at least, is, well, in fact, every year, it's going to be on the next year's paycheck no matter what. So anyone who took off this week gets off next year's paycheck, which means does not count against their potential 40 hours of carryover. Definitely would cut them down from their potential that they have next year. this year specifically, I think we had a payday this week, meaning last week at least counted on this year towards the time off capable of taking off this year. Um, so, yeah. If you're just trying to knock yourself down to your 40 hours, you'd want to have done it any time before this week. So that's, since that's 2 holidays this week, that's 3 days worth of PTO they're potentially unburning out of their carryover time. But not my job to tell people what to do with their stuff. I have some good news. Well, good for me. I only need to get $200 more to buy all the components I need for a much needed PC upgrade. Oh, snap, all stats. That is great news. I am glad to hear it. Hopefully you get that extra $2 and you can build said upgraded PC. I got much hopes for you there. I'm hoping for you. This is going to be new PC year for the two of us as well, so I'm looking forward to you, me, and the Fopsy all having better computery experiences. um, Yerble. That is one of the things we are definitely planning to buy this year is new computers. Ours are now... I think I built them the second year we lived here, like a year into living in this house. So that means they're about they're either 4.5 or 5.5 years old. I can't remember for sure if I did it the first year, but I think it was after the first full year of living here. I bought the parts in the summertime for these two monsters that are on our desks. So in other words, technology has changed moderately since then. We've gone a few CPU generations. The video cards have been upgraded. A couple of hard drives have been swapped out over the years. But mostly the same pieces of equipment are sitting on our desks. I got 140 this year, and I'm going retro game shopping tomorrow. Oh, snap. Go get them retro games. Probably some things for your Genesis, I'm betting. Good luck there, Denny. Hopefully you find good finds retro-wise. Really enjoyed the steaks yesterday we made. I did the cast iron pan / oven option like I had the previous time. And yeah, they turned out really nice. The ribeye and Fopsy strip turned out just right. Maybe a hair more done than I'd wanted. And I did my timing the exact same rate as last time, but you know, meat is a fickle beast, so you can never promise how things are gonna be. But I really enjoyed that ribeye. It was a very, very juicy honk of meat, and I liked it. I was happy. And I got an itchy eye. It's like an eye crusty or something. There we go. I think I got it out. Stupid eye holes. There we go. That's better. Now my glasses are on a jar. Everything needs to just be in the right place when it comes to your face space. Hopefully that's better. Not bad, not bad. Yay! My system for the last 2 times I made steak was very, very timed, so easy to re-replicate if I so chose to. I got nice thick steaks to start with. And as I turned the oven on to preheat for the French fries, I stuck my cast iron pan in the oven at the preheating to 425. Let the pan stay in the oven until I was just ready to put the steaks on it. So it was in there for the preheat phase plus about 22 minutes or so in the oven with the fries. put it on the stove top at full burner, placed the 2 steaks in, started the timer, 2.5 minutes, flip, then 2.5 minutes, slide the whole pan back in the oven. 3 minutes later, pull the pan out and immediately remove the 2 steaks. Last time it was darn near right on perfect. This time was a little tiny bit more done, so next time I might cut it down to 2.5 minutes on the oven phase of it, because that'd be where I got a little bit more bake on it. But every little bit you get to closer to a perfect solution, the better you're going to enjoy your steak foods. Also, this is telling me for sure, looking at how the grill was behaving the last few times I used it, I think the elements in our grill are starting to become a little bit more broken down over the years. No, I hadn't been putting the cover on it every time I used it because, one, you have to remember to go back and put the cover on, and the point I stopped using it is, say, 7 p.m. on a Sunday night, and that means it's going to be dark pretty easily by the time the grill's had a chance to cool off, before I can put the cover on it, so I never remembered. But I don't really blame the elements wearing out on that because the lid was down. It's not like the lid was open throughout that phase. Same thing with the grill grates. I don't think having the cover off would have kept them from degrading in stature as much as they have if they'd had a cover on or anything. So I'm not going to blame any of that on cover or no cover. In fact, if anything, the exterior of the grill looks pretty darn near perfect. It looks still practically new, except for some like splotches from tree poop and whatnot. Stupid trees. Just the grill grates themselves, which take a lot of beating, and the burning elements under the hood there. Those are not producing heat evenly anymore, meaning they're breaking down to some extent, and, well, time for a new toy. I've had this grill for 6.5 years in that backyard. Yes, I could probably get, limp by another year or two even if I wanted to, but I would have better tasting meats. So I might just set this one up as like the permanent charcoal grill and just move the gas canister over to the other one, the new one that I pick up, and we'll just have 2 options in the backyard. And I'm okay with that. Also, to give me more excuse why I'd use the charcoal. I have not done that in an age and a half, and this grill does do that too. You gotta think ahead long enough and actually get the fire started for the charcoal grill before you're gonna make your meats. And you can't just turn the knob and turn off charcoal. It burns till it be done. So it's a lot more effort than turn dial make fire to play charcoal. But it does make quite a good flavor. I'm not going to deny that. And I have plenty of it, and it is cheap to use per volume. I mean, charcoal is cost effective. I need to use my grill more next year. I only used it once this past year. Yes, while you definitely need to cook out more, go out there, make your hot dogs or your burgers out on the grill. It is more tasty most of the time to enjoy the flame grilled meat products as opposed to on the stove or in the oven. Or hot dogs potentially on a rolling device in the kitchen. Not gonna lie though, those hot dogs on the big hot dog roller were really strangely tasty, and I have no good reason for that. That is just really kind of a weird, cool functionality. I almost want one myself, but not enough because I'm trying to not eat hot dogs that often. And that's probably not going to help the process. Saturday, I was very brave. Woke up Saturday morning, got dressed, and went out and did Sam's Club on Christmas Eve. Strangely enough, the actual aisles of the store were not that busy. Um, Walking around the aisles buying my products, I was for once felt less crowded. It was a lot easier. I was walking up like, oh, nobody's in my way to where the chicken chunks are or where the egg rolls are. And I was able to easily get my stuff in my cart. It was only until I got to the checkout counter section, I was like, oh, that's where all the cars in the parking lot are relative to. Everyone's standing in these checkout lines. Uh, Most of which I will blame on the end user part of it, not on the cashier, since, again, like most stores, our Sam's Club is more self checkout than it is manual checkout. And people are dumb and take longer than they need to. They have signs always next to the registers. Make sure as you're checking out, transfer your scanned goods into the empty cart for as you're scanning them. I never do that. Because as I walk up to the register, not only do I have all my barcodes up, everything in a nice orderly fashion, so all I have to do is go boop, 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 boop. Done. Pay. My only waiting phase is when it's deciding whether or not it's run my Sam's Club MasterCard to check me the F out. Whereas some of these people, it's like I've watched them. It's like, oh, is this? This is a beef jerky, and I guess that there's a barcode, and I have the scanner gun, and I should. What was it I do again? Oh yeah, go beep. Now what? Oh, I got the beef jerky still in my hand, and the scanner, and there's the empty card over there. I have the husband in front of me. I'll hand it to the husband, and then he'll have a decision to make of where to put it in the new cart. And then they'll stand there and stare at it and go, well, where was it in the old cart? And I said, in the baskety part. But I already put stuff in that part. Well, what do I do with this now? And I'm like, oh my God, you people are idiots. Just scan it, put it in that cart, and then worry about it when you get to your car in about 3 minutes, because you look dumb enough you're going to have trouble making it out of the store. I don't know how people can be that slow at that stuff. That honestly baffles me. I shop at Sam's Club and stack things, making sure as I put them in my cart, the barcode is up. I make sure everything is visible if at all possible. There's some items that you can't sit in a good way, but good gravy. How are you this bad at this? I remember when Stop and Shop had portable hand scanner that you could scan the groceries back in 2010. You know, Giant had that in Carlisle. They had basically a scan and go setup that if you just scanned your groceries as you're walking through the store and then you walked up to the special cash registers, these super short lines, just plug the little hand scanner in and it will go boop and you pay right there. That was it. You were at pay when you got to the end. Sam's Club does have a scan and go app you can get for your phone. And this is the first time I've been to Sam's Club where there was actually a line of more than one person, so that's the first time I cared. And I tried to log in, apparently I forgot my password to Sam's Club. And it says my account was now compromised because it took too many times guessing my password. Go me. I'll reset that later. It's going to be about a month till I go back to Sam's Club anyway, so I have time. Fun fact, I usually shop at Sam's Club about once a month. Normally buy my bulkier items all in one go, and make sure I'm well stocked in them. So, like this time, I bought 2 cases of mushrooms. That's 24 cans of mushrooms. 2 cases of ramen, 48 packs. 2 things of tuna. So that's 24 cans. Um, I bought a cube of toilet paper this week, not because we were running low, because it was on sale. When toilet paper is normally like $35 to $40 a cube, and it's all of a sudden $25 a cube, you buy a cube of toilet paper. That's like 8 to 12 months worth of TP for this household. I will buy 8 to 12 months worth of toilet paper for $25 and get it did. Sam's Club feels like a Costco Walmart. Well, they are owned by the same people that own Walmart, so makes a lot of sense. I shop at the Costco, but their parking lot is way more heckish than our Sam's Club is, and I think it's currently my second biggest credit card is my Sam's Club MasterCard, and I don't want to mess up my credit rating by closing that. So I'll keep paying my Sam's Club fees every year and keep that open. I definitely do enough that I save at my Sam's Club every year. Within 2 months of shopping my particular bulk items I pick up there, I will have made back my annual Sam's Club fee. So I'm just putting that right out there. I actually have mathed it out. I know what I buy. I know what we use. And I verified we actually are saving within 2 months on our Sam's Club purchases. It's not just one of those wishy savings. It's not like, oh, I'm specifically buying this, that, and that because I know it's cheaper here, even though I wouldn't have bought elsewise. These are things that I actually would choose to buy, not counting the things that I buy because I actually specifically enjoy them and would not have bought had I not had the membership because they're cheaper that way. Meaning, I'm not counting the egg rolls. Egg rolls, I probably just would have not bought on a very often basis had they not been Sam's Club price. But a 16 pack of egg rolls for like $6 is an insanely good price. Because it's usually like $5 for 4 egg rolls at the regular grocery store. So that's like 4 times the egg roll for $1 more. That's some good minus. That's seriously good minus, kids. Get that one. And they taste pretty good too. I think they're the Min brand, M-I-N-H. Probably pronouncing that wrong. It's probably like Moyan or something like that, or Mian. I don't care. I'm American. It's spelled M-I-N-H. I'm just gonna go with Min. That's good enough for me. In fact, I had 2 of them today with my lunch because I still had some of the leftover French onion soup from the previous week. I had a bowl of that and 2 egg rolls. Very filling lunch, very tasty, very simple. Whew. And yeah. I don't choose to shop at Sam's Club every week for a few reasons. One, it is a bit more of a drive. And 2, I do not need to buy absolutely everything in bulk. It's not next to any of my other secondary grocery shopping options, so it makes it a little bit harder if I want to make it a main trip to go to that and then finish off and get the rest of my smaller items. If I say want to try and bulk shop some of the more moderate items. And to be honest, I tend to only buy the things I buy there because those are the things that I know I save the money on. Steak has actually been slightly more expensive there than it has been at Meijer, and you're forced into buying a 3 or 4 pack of steaks. Whereas at Meijer, I literally can buy single ribeye at a cheaper per pound price. And then I can easily get a single strip steak for the Fopsy, which is the steak that she would prefer anyway. Probably prefer the filet mignon, but uh, that is so pricey no matter where anymore. That's been really hitting the top end of the price tag zone. Gas. There we go. That helped. And something I actually did want to talk about this week was related to bulk shopping. This does not necessarily even come down to buying at Sam's Club or Costco over buying at Walmart, Kroger, Giant, or wherever you buy your regular groceries compared to bulk groceries. Be careful, more does not always mean cheaper per product. All of the things I do buy, I have thoroughly checked and keep an eye on the prices. Even on sale, the price of the items I do particularly buy in bulk at the Sam's Club, I know are cheaper than buying the individual ones or the store brand variants of said individual ones, assuming they are comparable. Very important case in point, the mushrooms. I buy a 12 pack of mushrooms at Sam's Club. That makes the can of brand name mushrooms, I think it's around 50 or 60 cents per can. The Walmart brand mushrooms are, I believe, like 80 cents a can now. So I'm getting the nicer brand cheaper than the Walmart brand in this case. So that's why that's a good idea. One I do not buy that I know is at the Sam's Club is vegetables. Regular canned vegetables. The cost of a 8-pack of canned corn is more expensive than me buying 8 individual cans of Great Value or Meijer brand corn. Either one. Both of which I like the flavor of, so that's fine. But that's because they only have the brand name corn at Sam's Club in an 8-pack. I can buy the Del Monte. Yes, it's very tasty corn. I'm not going to deny that. But it is more expensive per can of normal corn. If I am okay with eating the store brand, the Walmart or the Meijer brand corn, then I'm not going to pay more to buy corn in bulk in a box at Sam's Club. And as I mentioned before, the steaks are actually more expensive per pound. I'm not going to necessarily say they're better or worse quality. That, I say, is in some cases down to personal preference. But I actually had been before I noticed that, I'd actually stopped buying Sam's Club ones before I realized the price was different, because I was actually enjoying the individual picked steaks at Meijer over the 4 or 3 packs of steaks over at the Sam's Club. Then, if you buy a 3-pack of ribeye, that means you have 1 steak for me, 1 for the Fopsy, and then 1 you have to put in the freezer that no longer has a mate. So then you have to go and buy another set of 3 steaks. Then you each eat a fresh one. Then another one goes in the freezer. Now you have 2 that have been in the freezer for odd numbers of weeks that are going to be cooked at the same time, and that's not always going to make a perfect situation. Not a deal breaker, not a killer option there, but it's still a thing, and something to really put in consideration. I have less of a problem with, say, buying a 4-pack of steaks, like say 4 strip steaks, and we both just end up eating strip steaks, or God forbid, I buy the 4-pack of filet steaks, uh, and then put 2 of those in the freezer, at least then you have a pair now and a pair later. They don't taste quite as good once they've been freezered, but at least you have 2 items that are going to taste the same. And that does bring it back to a very important bonus clause. Um, Once you put steaks in the freezer for savies for later, even if you vacuum seal them, they're not going to be as good as the fresh one. Meaning, if you were able to get the fresh steak at the same price you're buying bulk steak, even if they were just on the penny equal, as opposed to the fact the Sam's Club ones have been more expensive per pound, it is actually cheaper for me to buy 2 steaks this week, and then 2 weeks from now when I'm making steak again, buy 2 steaks that week, and we still get fresh steaks that I get to pick out individually, pick the ones that I feel look the best out of them all. And for that matter, chance that they're potentially on sale that week, meaning they might be even super cheaper than they were when I bought the bulk steak, or didn't buy the bulk steak in this case. There are plenty of things, though, I do love buying at the bulk stores that are really good price, and it's easy to deal with. Laundry detergents, 100%. But I don't have to buy those very often. It takes a long time to get through the giant tankard of Tide, or equal tankard of Snuggle. But I do keep at least a full bonus one of each of those on the shelf in the garage for when the current one runs out. Considering changing from liquid dishwasher detergent to powdered, next time we need to buy, but I think we have like 2 full containers of dishwasher gel in the garage, so we'll deal with that when the time comes. Watching some smarts videos about stuff like that. Apparently, powdered dishwasher detergent works just as good and costs a heck of a lot less. Emmy's apparently back from dinner because she's playing with her bowling sheep. Welcome back, Emmy. We'll zoom it.
My tummy hurts, so I didn't eat a whole lot.
I'm sorry.
And me used to be prednisone makes me eat a lot. The
Hmm.
last few years that I've been on it makes me sick.
I'm so sorry. Hopefully your tum tum feels better. And hopefully you can eat the rest of your dinner later whenever you feel better, okay? Mm.
For New Year's, we have crab legs.
Oh, I'm jealous. I love crabby legs. Crab legs are nom noms.
At Costco, they were $194 a box, so give or take $195.
Woo! Yeah. Yeah, when you buy the Costco size box, stuff like that, it is a pretty penny for your unit. I do have a bag of lobster claws in the freezer that I really should steam up and eat, though. Lobster.
My favorite crab is bear dive. I can't do king crab because I'm always poking myself bleedy.
Aww. I like king and snow and dungeness and not so much blue crab. They're too much work and not enough goop in them.
Bear dive's my favorite, but you can't find any more right now in the wild.
I haven't had that particular crab. Do love king though. That is one of the tastiest honks of crabby that I've ever had. Also the most
I don't
expensive.
like them.
Well, just put on a
You
cut
help me.
glove. That's why you bust out the pair of kitchen scissors, slice open your limbs, and peel it away without poking yourself.
You want to know what I get every year for my birthday?
What?
Scampi,
What kind of scampi?
shrimp.
Shrimp makes good scampi. Very tasty. The Fopsy loves shrimp scampi. Well, she actually prefers chicken scampies. But I do love scampi things. Very tasty. Very buttery. I can dig that.
Vodka pasta sauce scampi. I haven't had that for.
Vodka. Vodka, good. I know I could just have vodka if I went out to the kitchen. We have a bottle of that out there.
One day I was
Vodka.
baking pastels at a place we were renting, and I think we did orange liqueur,
Ooh.
coconut rum, and a few others.
Yum yum. Delicious booze. I've been trying to cut down on my alcohol consumption. I've barely had any over the last few months. I'm pretty proud of me on that because...
Caddie,
Yes, dear?
we need to go find me some and New Year's costumes. Avatar.
Oh, little dear, I hardly get on VR chat anymore other than my streaming time. You may have to go on your little hunt on your own this time. I'm a busy lion lately. I haven't had much time to relax and be on here. Since I wish I had the cash to buy more ingredients to make wine or meat again. That would be amazing. Honestly, the cost was one of the biggest reasons why I decided to cut down on the booze, because I was just looking at 1.75 liter bottle of rum was running like $20. Like, ugh, that's a lot. And it's just used to accent the flavor of whatever I'm mixing it with. So, and now we're hobdogging. You grew slightly,
A,
little puppy.
a bored twin just without the hat.
We'll get you a hat later. Hobdogs are adorable. You are cute. And I never was getting good chances where I could drink as much, since I am usually designated driver, and by the time I get around to when I would drink alcohol, it's already too late. And I'm like, ugh, I don't have time to drink this. I'll just have soda or whatever. I just end up skipping the booze. And the last few weeks, I've actually been skipping the soda. I blame the Fopsy for this, but someone's emanating cheersies at me. Thank you, dear. We have been drinking a lot more tea and tea-like productises, whatever they want to be called, and little gingerbread mans. Yay, and snows. But on the counter, we have like 10 different boxes of tea in the kitchen. And just been like fishing around through and having different ones. Enjoying ourselves.
Caddie, do
Yeah.
you have Tiavana?
Isn't that what they sell at Star Schmucks?
Starbucks. My favorite is Mid Majesty.
Ah. I don't tend to buy much
Tons
stuff.
of sugar.
I don't tend to buy that kind of stuff out at Starbucks because it's way too much for a single cup of tea for me. Um, make a cup of tea at home, and it's even with adding the tons of sugar, less than a quarter per cup of tea.
Excuse me.
You are excused, dear. But that was one of the bigger reasons. The variety of tasty flavors was one of them. But the cost per unit is insane compared to what the cost of even store brand soda is at this point. We're
Caddie,
yes, dear.
if you ever want to buy some Tivana tea to try at Starbucks, it's 50 cents a tea bag plus hot water, so it's not that much to take home.
Okay.
I bought several, and it's about 50 cents to $1, depending on how many you need.
Oh, nice. Most of the tea bags I get are anywhere between 15 to 30 cents a bag. uh, all stance
But
made.
basically, they charge, like, I have a friend whose brother works at Starbucks, and he says that it's 25 cents per tea bag, and it's not that bad.
Okay.
But on Amazon, that's another story.
Allstan says, I made 5 gallons of mead using maybe $80 worth of ingredients. Came out 15% ABV. Tasted like apple juice. Compared to the commercial mead at about 15% the cost. That is really good. That is cost effective there, Allstans. Make it home, save the money.
ABV.
Alcohol per volume. Meaning how boozy it was. 15% would be
I wonder if
about
he's a boozy
rummish.
bunny.
Not as much
Boozy bun.
anymore. He hasn't made booze in quite a while, last I heard. Mind you, I invested $300 in equipment to do it, but I made like 3 batches of mead, and it basically paid for itself for the amount of money. Yet this is true. If you are going to,
Hold on a minute.
yes, ma'am.
I just got hit with the Quest commercial.
I'm sorry. It'll go away. Boop-a-doo. We'll wait for the ads to finish. Usually clears about 8 minutes 40. Another minute. Curious. While we're waiting on that. Wow, barely anybody knows even online. What is up with that? Usually this is the time of the day when people are on having fun, even if it is Crimmis.
Caddie, I might be watching a movie this week.
Well, I hope you enjoy.
It's the new one on Disney Plus, The Dial of Destiny, I think.
Ah, cool. I hope you enjoy. Almost there. Okay, that's probably the end of the ad. Anyway, yes, Allstance, I am really glad. I agree that yes, making stuff like that at home may be a upfront cost a lot of the times, like the $300 worth of equipment. That yeah, that's not it's not an exaggeration. Having helped do that before and not been the one that owned the equipment, just the one that did most of the work in making the booze. It's a lot of stuff. But yeah, 3 batches, you can easily. I'm glad you're able to make back the value compared to the alcohol. Also, I gotta get new star sand and yeast though, which I definitely can't pay for until after I get the new PC. Understandable. Yeah. I'm glad you have the equipment though. That's a big step towards that process. So yay, you're all hardwared up. Making booze isn't that hard. but yeah, a lot of upfront costs. One thing I definitely found that was not cost effective was the soda stream. Um, the cost on those was actually more than buying store brand soda when I last priced them out, and didn't it didn't taste as good. And that's straight cost. Yeah, don't get SodaStream. Yeah, apparently it is butts. I had the machine given to me, so I didn't pay for the majigger, so I wasn't paying any upfront costs. All I had to pay for was the goop, and I bought the goop. I mixed it up, and it tasted worse than the Sam's Choice, and it cost more per volume, and you have to work to make it. So if I'm gonna drink that, I'll just buy Sam's Choice. F that shiz. The CO2 cards are expensive and the syrup is expensive. Yes. Yes. Fortunately, we had the CO2 given to us along with the hardware, but we had to buy some of the syrups, and even then, it was just. I used it like once, and it's in a cabinet in the garage at this point. I just sat it out there. I was just like, "Yep, we're done. Me and this are not gonna play nice together." And they weren't good. Out of all that, and they weren't good. My sister didn't even buy it for herself. She got it from a company Christmas present type thing one year. So she got it for free, used it a couple times and hated it, gave it to us. We used it once, also hated it, and put it in a cabinet because it was dumb. So dumb. So dumb. It looks like such a good deal. They sell it like it's going to be the ultimate answer to your life. But even if you stop and do the math for like 3 seconds before you even buy the hardware, mathing out how much that one, just the syrup, not the CO2 either, just the syrup, and it costs more than buying that much in store brand soda. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Our tea habit, though, that has been really cost effective. Not only am I only going at about, 15 to 30 cent at most tea bags, percents tea bags, I end up keep using the same tea bag for like 5 cups of tea. I know it's not as good after the first cup of tea, mind you, but it's enough that I'm enjoying myself still. So my 15 to 30 cent tea bag making like 4 to 6 cups of tea. That means each of those cups of tea are as little, at most, upwards of a nickel a cup. A nickel for a 16-ounce cup of tea. That's 2 cups, by the way. I measured my mug because I was using a automatic coffee maker for a bit. 16-ounce cups. That adds up so fast. You quickly outprice a 2 liter of soda and nothing flat. I know I'm not adding in the little bit of sugar I put in each one. I've been using, and I'm naughty, I've been using actual sugar, not my fake sugar in this. But I'm only putting in maybe a teaspoon of sugar per cup of tea. So that's a factual price and something I'm putting into my body, the sugar in general. Pluses and minuses, but there's a lot of the chemical browns that I'm not getting out of the Diet Sam's Choice Cola anymore that I'm rarely drinking. So, a little bit there. Take your wins where you can get them. I could bring down trivia packets from upstairs. I do keep the Sam's Club size display boxes that I pick up of those things. It's another item I pick up at Sam's Club and is cheaper in bulk at Sam's. fake sugar, specifically the actual brand name Truvia, is cheaper per actual volume than buying the Walmart brand stevia extract equivalent. In fact, if you check the value per packet in the Walmart brand stevia extract, even buying those at Walmart is cheaper than buying the Truvia at Walmart is cheaper because one stevia extract packet in Walmart is equal to a half a packet of Truvia. So you do the math real quick, and the Walmart ones, though it's cheaper per box per packet, they're half the packets per value. Always read the fine print, kids. Always read the fine print. I bought water, kefir, and used that to make soda, natural carbonation. And then I bought amaretti syrups for my soda. Ooh. I probably spending more on making the soda on the store bought because I had to buy the sugar and needed distilled spring water. Tap killed the. You see, in this case, that's a different story. That's like saying I made prime rib and it was more expensive than buying pre-made hamburger patties. You had prime rib. You had a better soda product. You actually had something that was probably worth drinking compared to even, say, a Pepsi or I don't know fancy brands of soda past that. That's as high as I get. Yeah, you had a quality product. Sometimes a quality product will end up costing more, and that's sometimes to be expected. So I'd say you were doing okay on that. The kefir colony, I only had to buy once since the colony would keep multiplying. Kind of like a vinegar mother or something like that. Basically, like an on-purpose mold sort of thing that you use over and over again. That is pretty something like that. Okay, kind of figured. That is pretty neat. I am proud of you for doing that process there. And yeah, in the long run, the sugar and the flavor syrup may be more expensive than buying the store brand soda, the Pepsi or the Coke. Um, but I bet it tasted really good. So not gonna complain about that as a concept either. Making things at home has two reasons why you would do it. Either it costs less or it tastes better. And if it tastes better and costs less, that's like a double win. No matter how much steaks cost the store any given week, even if they're not on sale at the worst possible prices, buying a steak at the store and cooking at home is always cheaper for me than going out to even my pretty good value steak place that we do like in town. It's called, the one we usually choose is the Factory. It's run by a company called Don Halls. They are really good at what they do. They are very tasty. And I would actually pick them over the Longhorn or the Texas Roadhouse, which are right down the street, as far as getting a piece of cow. And they are cheaper than those two, so take that as well. Usually less wait time. Better meat, less wait time, cheaper. That never works out. Anyway, yeah. But even then, even at them being cheaper, me buying even the most expensive steaks in the grocery store that I buy is still cheaper than getting them to cook it for me. And over the years I found, and Fopsy agrees, I do it better, but I do like eating out because that means someone else does it for me. The process produces some acids like lactic and acetic, so by default it's sour and not very good for you. For your usual soda flavors, it's It's sour, not good for usual soda flavors, root beer and cola. Maybe this I made this way taste awful, and it works for fruit flavors. The acids complement the fruity stuff better. I dragon fruit flavored soda, and it was heaven. I'm really glad about that. Good to know though. Um, Different processes work with different products better sometimes. And yeah, if it makes a sharp acidic flavor, then I would definitely fully understand why that would make your citrusy sodas maybe an orange or a pineapple or dragon fruit. Probably even a good ginger ale, I bet would work well in that, because I know ginger ale does good in the natural soda style process. So I bet that'd be really good. All those things, all of them, many tasties. Tempting. Wouldn't mind trying that myself. I think it's very important to understand just how much the acids can change the flavor. That is true. And sometimes you won't know until you try it just once and go, oh, that made the orange soda go from orange soda to deathly orange soda. Or, oh, that lemon is. Well, that just hits just right. Wow, that was perfect. I made soda using French vanilla flavoring. A cream soda. Ooh, cream soda with a bit of a sharp edge to it. Ooh, that could be really tasty. Now I'm on cream soda. What the acids did to the French vanilla is incredibly weird. Tastes like pineapple. That is weird. Doesn't mean I wouldn't probably enjoy it, because I do like a good pineapple soda as well, so maybe. Mmm. Uh, One thing I know cooking at home, I save a lot on if I do it, is pulled pork of more than one variant, either barbecued pulled pork or more like Mexican pulled pork. And that French vanilla was more expensive syrup, so I can understand that. Yeah, was that more like one of those Torani type syrups, like for coffee making and stuff? If so, yeah, those things are expensive per bottle. I use those in the kitchen with my espresso maker. um, oh, didn't want to talk again. Uh, but yeah, pulled pork. I have.
Caddie,
Yes, dear.
I miss my subs to you.
I'm sorry, dear. Hopefully, you'll be able to get subbed again at some point. I have icons now. Mm. Um, but I do make the two.
You don't have the free icons.
I'm sorry, I haven't unlocked free icons yet. I'm still only having the ones that are available to me. For that, I actually need to have people, enough people subbing to me so they'll unlock free icons. So, unfortunately, without people trying them out, I can't get freebies to share. Yes, I know, making sad faces at me. Um, but I make two different really tasty pulled porks, and a pork butt is actually surprisingly inexpensive. A 4 to 8 pound chunk of that only costs a few dollars, and will make a
Caddie, are you the one that makes pulled pork?
Yes, ma'am.
Uh, you need to get a big ass turkey roaster. Use chicken broth, jalapeno peppers, maybe one or two, 3 or 4 white onions chopped, cilantro, and slow roast that sucker for hours.
I've done that. Um,
Verde.
I've done that for a convention. I actually made pulled pork for dinner one night, which was Uh, 3 full pork butts in the turkey roaster at once. In fact, I did that several years in a row for
Bye
them.
bye, Caddie. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, little M's. You have a good night, I guess. See you later, little hobdoglet. How do you actually? You're over there. Here you are. Can I reach you? There. I was able to pet you. My paw doesn't always want to go down as low as you are. Good girl. You have a good rest of your Crimmis. Maybe finish your dinner later if you're feeling hungry. Torelli's I don't even know how to say that name right. I just know I bought it.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now try.
Pet you again. Petting, petting, booping, petting, petting.
No booping. I'm anti-booped.
Boop 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 boop. Pet. Puppy right away. Torelli's has preservatives, so I can't use their surface flavoring. It would be cheaper if I. So it was even worse than that. Ugh, I'm sorry. Okay, so where I was trying to go with that conversation was, I usually do anywhere from a 6 to 8, 4 to 8, depending on what I can find. Chunk of pork butt. Stick that bad boy in the, yes, little miss. Mwah. Good girl. You be a good puppy, okay?
Me, I'm never good.
Yeah, okay. Go be chaotic. um, Either way, I do it either as the Mexican carnitas kind of pulled pork or the barbecued pulled pork. Generally involves the crock pot and cooking it for upwards of about 8 hours, to the point where it falls apart on its own, and it generally tastes pretty darn good. I need to do that more often because, again, cost effective, pound per pound meat, either way, is really, really good value. A lot of flavor, a lot of good protein, a lot of good quality meal out of what is effectively, practically, a non cost item. Both ways to cook it, either towards the barbecued pulled pork variant or towards the carnitas direction, cost pretty much the same per the ingredients I have to add to them to make the direction of flavor. Either sweet things like the diet, the Dr. Pepper sody, the brown sugar and whatnot that makes the barbecued pulled pork, versus the things like can of chipotle peppers and adobo sauce that I put in the carnitas style. There's more to it than each of those things, but that's like one ingredient or two for each to give you kind of a direction where the flavor's really going. Both are very delicious options, gives you different ways to enjoy that same cheap cut of meat, and you're not bored throughout the entirety of eating 4 to 8 pounds of leftovers. In fact, you start to get bummed when it disappears, as opposed to some leftovers that you're just like, oh, there's still turkey. I've been eating that for a week straight every meal. Is turkey gone yet? Can turkey be gone? Why is the turkey not gone? And I like my turkey. I make a good turkey. But by a week, I'm tired of eating it every single meal. Very much so. Meow. A lot of times when it comes to making food products that will make them more cost effective per pound, you start to run into that level of, is cost effective going to run into the point where it is non taste effective? Like, yeah, I just bought 8 pounds of roast beef and I made 8 pounds of roast beef, and about 3 pounds of roast beef in, I hate roast beef and I still have 5 pounds left to eat. Oh, great. I have to eat this now or I've wasted money. You really got to budget that into the game. How big of an item can you stand to eat continuously until it's gone? Some things, as long as you don't have them constantly, are easier than others. Like my gnocchi I just made. I made a pot full of gnocchi with 2.25 pounds worth of ground beast, with 2 of the 16-ounce packs of store brand gnocchi. This is a pot full of sploo, a very big pot full of sploo. I had a fairly large bowl. I'm probably going to have a fairly large bowl after I'm done streaming, as opposed to having, like, ramen or something. Or popcorn chicken, or nuggies, or anything like that. I'm going to want it for dinner tomorrow night, and lunch the next day, until it disappears. And this I try to not make more than every, say, 4th week, attempting to keep the variety of the dinner up, and therefore the lunch and whatnot thereof. A lot of times when I do the chicken leg quarters or chicken thighs or something on a Monday, by the time I finish them, I am all feeling the lack of wanting to have chicken for a bit. And I know I'm dumb enough, I'm making that again in 2 weeks, because usually I make that every 2 weeks. I think next week I'll make lemon pepper just to splank it up a little bit and go a different flavor profile. Chili, definitely one that you can, if you make good chili, I can feel that one having more longevity of the, you can keep eating it and not be bored of it. And there are a few things you can do to chili to make it feel like it's going to last and be different. Serving it straight up, obviously. I try to make meals that can last 2 days max. My chili can go 4 days when I make that. That is a good setup then. Yeah, I can say 4 days on a pot of chili is probably about as far as most people are willing to go with just eating chili as chili. Options of, say, eating it over rice, eating it, busting some, like, bread, like some sourdough in with it, or croutons or something, just to add a little different flair. Eating it on some wieners, like turn them into good chili dogs. You got options. You have a ton of options to make that chili be exciting for plenty of meals and not be the same thing. Greetings, Commander, and a Merry Crimmis to you as well. It is lovely to see you this evening, Monsieur Kisune. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And Wild says hi to the Commander as well. We've been talking about food, so food. And though I know I make a pretty decent one, when I make, say, like a roast beef, it's good day 1, it's good day 2. Round day 3, it's okay. If I still have some on day 4, I'm just like, that again? And I know I don't make a bad roast beef. I probably could make a better one, but, just never, it doesn't feel like it has as good a length. I am definitely feeling you on the 2 days max thing there, Wild. I aim for, Most of the time on my Monday night cookings is I aim for a 2-day meal, wherein I cook something like enough chicken parts to have chicken for both of us on Monday, leftovers on Tuesday, and if anything, final leftovers is like lunch on Wednesday. Just like that little scooch by, makes lunch fancier than eating a can of soup kind of leftover. Nothing great, nothing sad, just passes. It is a little bit better than shiz. Speaking of which, that one frozen Walmart meal, I need to remember to buy a couple more of those because that was actually pretty good and stupid cheap. I think it was chicken parmesan and penne. It was only like $1 for it, and felt like it was enough for lunch. Whereas, say, a can of chunky soup is like $2.50. So that's actually slightly more cost effective. Just takes up freezer space. Note to self: buy more of those. So I'm agreeing on the most of the time trying to make a cooked meal last for 2 full dinners and maybe a lunch. Sometimes they trail more if, say, Fopsy doesn't eat the leftover for dinner the second night, and then I have an extra meal worth hanging out, so I have a bonus lunch for like Thursday or something. This happens. This doesn't ruin the world. It just means my lunch is a little more interesting one more day. Meow. Most of the time when I cook fish on a Sunday, I'll cook either a full slab of salmon, which is usually about $20. Hydrate. Yeah, I probably need that. You are right. Where is it? There it is. Broken wrist. Yeah. Mmm. Mmm. Ugh. Hour and 40 minutes in, and that's the first time I've had a drink, so good move on that. Thank you. The fish, we tend to either buy like the full slab of salmon, which is effectively good diagonal across one of our cookie sheets. Or I'll buy 2 of the rainbow trouts, which are like $12.50, $13 a piece, whatever Meyer priced them with that day. They're about the same amount of fish as that one salmon is. And it tends to be dinner on Sunday, and then lunch is a couple days out of that next week. Turning them into either fish sandwiches or plate of fish type dinner type things. Either way, not so much. Not an overexciting lunch, but easy to redo and deal with. The salmon I made tonight was a half slab, but I also got it half off at Aldi, so struck gold on the price. Nice, good pricing. Not a bad move. Wow, really playing this Endolzia commercial. I don't get that one. So, I know they customize the commercials to the people. Most of the ones they said for me, I find very interesting. The number of Medicare commercials I get confuses me. And they played it 3 times. Wow. They must really think you need Andalusia. Is it a pill? I guess they need to go to... Oh, it's Spain. Oh. Okay. Yeah, why aren't you in Spain yet? Get in a plane. The plane to Spain. You might have to go a cross flight through Maine. Hope you don't get slain. And even when you get there, you still might have to take a train. But please don't wane. It will be just insane. think I should stop that now. I think I took that too far. uh, the number of ads that I have that repeat when I'm watching YouTube or other people's Twitch channels is amusing. But I'll be singing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You kept taking it further. I appreciate that. Made me feel better. Um, yeah, I get the same kind of ads between YouTube and Twitch, so I know they're both coming from the same pool of what they think I apparently need in my life. It's more fun when they start giving me ads in Spanish. And I'm like, wow, you don't know me very well, because I had ninth grade Spanish and I remember like 2 or 3 phrases, and that's it. And I was told by a Spanish speaking person that what I say doesn't even make sense. So there's that. But as far as I know, I remember to say, hi, how are you? Where's the bathroom? And how many apartments do you have for rent? A couple other little things like, where's the kitchen? Where's the where's the library? Sorry, French and German here. I tried to learn German on purpose later, but my brain absorbing skill for language was not so great. I comprehend a lot more German than I can speak. So if I'm around people speaking German, I pick up this and that of what they're saying. And get some of the gist of what they're talking about without having to really fully understand it. It's kind of interesting. It's a little bit of a bonus. And I learned from my couple of trips to Germany that I'm a master of hold up the phrase book, point to the phrase I'm trying to say, and the person at the grocery store will understand what I'm trying to say. Usually pretty helpful. I know a little bit of German. We're probably on this. You're probably more on the same boats than you. Berlitz is your friend. I have been trying to change up our dinner menu more and more lately because I found we've been a bit of a rut. A lot of it comes down to what I found I can easily cook or get mostly cooked during my last 15-minute break on a Monday, and then have run through and ready to eat when I get off. But I think we've been repeating too many of the same things over and over, like the chicken leg quarters. I think I need to expand those out more to like every 4 weeks, not every 2 weeks. And add something else there, mid-zone. I'd been doing leg quarters, gnocchi, leg quarters, tacos, leg quarters, and repeating the process. I should really throw the roast beef in there more often just to change things up. The pulled pork of some kind I think would really add to the process, add to the food flair. These are both things I could easily set up the night before and just slide the crock pot on when I wake up the next morning. So those are smart, time effective objects, and even less work to do on a work day, as it were. Basically, in the morning on my first break or before I start work, turn on crock pot. Done. At end of work day, pull out of crock pot, eat. Because I can easily load it up, cut up any vegetables that need cut for any particular item, and season, etc. And just be set. Also had some craving for like Italian sausages or bratwursts. They're not expensive, even buying the brand names on those things, so we could easily add those into a Monday. Uh, it's a lot more to do to make one of those in the time frames, but pretty sure I could make it so they'd hold in, say, the peppers and onions and still be able to enjoy them as much as I did if I'd made them freshly fresh the moment I got off. So that's a good option right there. Um, so that's some thoughts. And these are good thoughts for any of you that are looking for easy options because I'm not saying things that are hard to do by any stretch. Um, Case in point, the roast beef. You can super duper simple that. Okay, cut some veggies, onions, potatoes, carrots, whatever you like. Put them in the bottom of the majig, your crock pot. Um, Add a bit of beef stock slash beef broth slash vegetable broth stock slash if you had just chicken broth, doesn't matter. Some kind of jugged broth product. And a chuck roast or a rib roast or well, not rib roast, those are expensive, or like eye of round or something. One of the nice basic roasty chunks of cow. Season it, salt, pepper, oregano, garlic, whatever you like. Maybe a little Worcestershire. I always find that adds a good flavor. And that's it. Turn on crock pot. Wait about 8 hours. You're done. My sister's making stand here. I am so effing jealous. I am. You have no idea. I actually was looking at the rib roasts when I was out shopping on Thursday. Nice small one was like $80 for the rib roast. I'm like, oh, but you taste so good. Love rib roast. She got it fresh time. Nice. I mean, it's probably even better because they usually have the nicer meats there. I need to do more with my crock pot. The only things I made is either chili or chicken fajitas. Yeah, us too. I 100% agree. I've been neglecting that stupid thing. It is so easy, especially if you can turn it on before you're going to work and just let it happen. Even better if you're at home to babysit it. But I mean, if you want to do it on the weekend when you're home, it's safer. That's also a good option. um, but yeah, that little quick recipe I just had for the your basic chuck or eye of round or whatever normal muggle basic roast beef roast is, so easy. The process is the hardest part is cutting the rooty veg like the potatoes or the carrots or the onion. That's the hardest part. And putting them on the bottom not only means you end up with roasted veggies to go with your meat already in the same pot, but it also means there's a little table the meat sits on so it doesn't like stick to the pot. Simple pimple. I mean, it's so easy. It's a non-mess up product. You overcook it, it's a slow cooker thing. It just means it breaks up a little more. No sad face. I leave before 7 a.m. and don't get home till after 6 p.m. Wow. Oh, you got a fun trip ahead of you there, Commander. Good luck. Then again, you're going to be eating a lot of delicious meat, so I hope you enjoy it. I could really deal with that. I could deal with that pretty hard. Mm. Meat is such a thing. Now that's a good example of make it home is still going to cost a lot. Getting getting prime rib at a restaurant, even at the one that I like to eat at, the factory, the smallest plate is like 18 or so dollars. The smallest rib roast I found was like $80. Yes, it's going to easily be more than four people's worth. Road trip to Weber's. So you're out playing. I see. I see how it is. You were out having fun. Um, yeah, I could stand a trip to Weber's. That's yeah, yeah, Weber's, delicious. That was really good. Oh, oh, yeah. You're making me hungry now, Commander. Really hungry. And I had a big bowl in Yoki before I started the stream, and you're making me hungry. How you do this? Yeah, I know. I love you, Commander. um, but if you make a good standing rib roast, a good, nice, rare cooked rib roast in your own house, that $80 one probably will still be cheaper per pound than if you would have bought cooked at the factory by them. But that's a bit of an investment to make that. It mooed as my sister sliced it. I keep getting more jealous. Every dripping moment of that as you speak. My favorite way to get a slice of prime rib at a restaurant is very rare, meaning it looks like a piece of raw meat with a cooked rim around the edge. That is a proper piece of prime rib. And it makes the happiest of happinests. Mm. And yeah, if you're only doing some of that every once in a while, if you if you don't have a lot of practice, like the commander's sister does apparently, um, you have a higher probability of messing up something like that. And messing up an $80 rib roast, that hurts. Messing up a $10 chuck steak doesn't hurt so much. $80 rib roast, $10 chuck steak. $8 rib roast done right, amazing. Even $80 rib roast ruined, still pretty amazing. And I say ruined in the sense that you may have cooked it a little bit more to not quite super rare by accident. Um, Still amazing. Still one piece. Um, mm, oh yeah. Out of all of the primals of the moo cow, I am definitely saying the rib primal is my favy. Um, I had ribeye on Sunday. I would have loved to have had prime rib, like some kitsune just did. Um, I was grilling in the rain on Saturday. It wasn't raining here, but by the time I was cooking, it was like 7, so I cheated this week and had cast iron steaks. So I cooked inside, but they still turned out really good. They were still really good steaks, but it's just not the same. I want to grill in the snow. Have done. Have pictures of me out grilling in the snow at this same house. In fact, I have pictures of me outside grilling 4 hot dogs in the snow. I did that on purpose. I'm stupid. but they tasted good. Hooah! Heck yeah. I think it was an old Bill Cosby joke about the husband being out in the snow, grilling 2 hot dogs in a foot of snow. Why are you out here? Wife wanted hot dogs grilled. You are freezing your feet off to cook 2 hot dogs on the grill. Yep. Yes, I am. But they taste so good like that, don't they? Sometimes when you have to work harder for the food, it's just that much better. It's a Yankee thing. Okay, I'm going to agree on that to a large extent. Most of our southern friends could not comprehend the concept of snow that's a foot deep, let alone being a snow that is foot deep and standing out and lighting a grill to cook 2 steaks or a handful of hot dogs. And it's quite a Midwestern thing. Yep. Having grown up on just this side of the Appalachian Mountains, the western side of them, I I went out and cooked on the grill as a teenager on purpose in the wintertime. It was just because I wanted to, because I wanted that fresh off the grill flavor, and it was there. It was there. It tasted right. One bonus of being just west of the Appalachians is you end up with lake effect weather from Lake Erie. So everything that was bashing into the mountain range ended where we were. So just like Pittsburgh would get feet of snow, that's the same time we would get feet of snow. Memories. And the school bus would still want to go. That was scary. I have no qualms about me grilling in the cold weather. I more have a qualms about going out grilling in the dark than I do about the weather. The weather doesn't bother me. I have boots. I have a coat. I wish I had a better light in the backyard. It's good and all, but I mean, I wish I had like more light because I feel like, yeah, I'm out standing in a little spotlight space where I'm doing the grilling. Granted, we just passed the shortest day / longest night of the year, so it's going to be getting better every single day from here out. But you know, I'm not an early dinner kind of guy on Sundays, so when it comes to grill o'clock, it's usually between 6 and 7. And this time of the year, it's been dark since 5. But hey, I still ended up going out into the dark more than a few times. And I probably will when the snow still hits as it's getting less dark, because I'm dumb. That's what we needed. Sil to do the longest night ceremony on VR. I think we need to get her a VR headset to do that. Or at least one of those two a headset, and then they can share it. That's a plan. Either that or just make her do it in desktop mode. Getting more and more friends in VR, day by day. It's just how things work. It is interesting. Even I resisted going into VR chat for the longest time. Mostly because I didn't think I could afford all of this junk that's attached to my body, and looking at how much I spent on it this year, I understand why, because yeah, it still was expensive when I bought it, let alone when it was first, like when the Vive was first a Vive thing, and everyone was like, "Oh, get the Vive," and it's like thousands of dollars for your basic set that is now super outdated. Um, the Index, though there are newer hardwares out there, is still got, well, it's got finger tracking, it's got some of the best visual, and it costs a G for your base set. VR expensive, yo. VR expensive. You can get stuff as cheap as getting a Quest 2 for like $300, maybe as low as $100 used kit. So getting more and more effective depending on what quality you're wanting to enjoy. Same thing with used Vive equipment. Some of that's coming down really, really low. So options, options. And I slowly am building up a number of video games on my Steam library that I want to play with VR, but I haven't yet. But I have them. So yay. Definitely looking forward to computer rehash coming this spring. Wait until after the beginning of March when we get our annual company payout just to see how much, if any, we get. Because that could at least help soften the blow in that process, because I have to rebuild 2 computers, not 1. We'll find out whatever the current best processor option is come that hour. Keeping the same video cards we currently have for the moment. The 3080 should last through another use, I would assume. And one of the part projects to that is making the potential second VR location being in the living room, as in taking most of the guts of one of our 2 computers, keeping it installed with Windows as is, and then setting up with one of the older video cards for now, so that while one person is, say, in VR in our computer room, the other person can easily be in VR in the living room and not be running into each other. This would be a blessing. That's Future S problem, and what I'm looking forward to having. Honestly, that seems like a good problem to have. Dealing with setting up a VR rig in the other room. Demolition Derby in VR. Okay. One of the things that got me the sickest in VR was a highly physics-based go-karts world, where you would get flipped all around and stuff. I don't get sick with normal motion sick, like the car is moving but my eyes don't comprehend it, because for me, I comprehend the moving. But when it comes to VR, because my eyes are seeing moving but my body isn't feeling moving, it hits me really hard. That is every time we play VR. That is literally every time we play VR together. Alright. It often gets joked about that I sit in my chair the whole time. Half of that is because I need to be in the safe space where I'm not going to get beat up. Because I would stay to my half of the room and behave and mostly stay still and don't take up much space. The fox, however, moves, wiggles, flails, and loses track of where she's standing or facing at every given moment. Wow, you need a safe space. So if I'm sitting in my desk like I am right now, yes, I'm actually sitting. I found out how to make my avatar stand when I'm sitting. I'm usually mostly safe. In fact, I'm tucked under my legs are under my desk, like I'm sitting at my desk like a normal human being. That's also why I don't use my trackers most of the time, because if I'm using my trackers, I need to be away from the desk where the lighthouse can all see my trackers. If my legs are under the desk, they are under the desk. There's no lighthouse down there. They could put one under each of our desks, but that actually seems silly. Oh, don't blame the fox. No, she's just very hyperactive and loses track of things. Also, she's sleeping right now, so she can't hear me complaining. Um, but even tucked in under my desk, I still get bapped in the head occasionally. Like, you're over there. You were facing the bookcase on the other side of the room. How did you get over here and smack me? And I will say that a few times I did do standing during my VR, I would get tired around an hour in of standing still. I am good walking. I could walk for hours on end. Make me stand or even just do the foot shuffle for an hour, my feet hurt. That's annoying as all get out. I can walk miles upon miles in a row and not have sore feet then or the next day. Stand still for an hour, sore feet. Do the curly shuffle. But I even tried the bouncing back and forth, moving from foot to foot a lot, semi-walking for the time. It only stretched me out just a little bit more. But I'm okay with sitting. Sitting's fine. I still can be interactive. I still feel like I'm part of things. I still honestly get to feel the environment as it is. So for me, this is good. Half tempted to play one of the VR games I have any of these coming Wednesdays. You just wouldn't have a webcam of me while I'm doing it like I do with the regular fursuit gaming. Because I'm not just going to show you a webcam of me with a headset on as opposed to, me with the fursuit head on. We'll see how I feel come this Wednesday or next Wednesday if I want to change that up a little bit. I wouldn't mind doing different things. And it doesn't mean Call of the Lamb will just go away. Just might take a week off or so. Just do something interesting. Possibly entertaining. Because I know a couple of the games I have on my list are definitely entertaining. And if you haven't watched any of them, you have fun to enjoy. Blurb. And though we did get invited to a New Year's party this year, since New Year's is a Sunday night and I have to work Monday morning, that means I can't go. I can go. I'm an adult. No one's tying me down saying I'm not allowed to go. My concept of feeling totally dead the next day at work and then basically have me feel wrecked the whole week, yeah, that's what sells me against it. Fun fact. On a work night, I am fully into wind down mode at midnight. And midnight to midnight 15 is mostly me shutting things down. And by midnight 30, I'm hopefully asleep or at least in bed. Sometimes it's still after 1 before I'm asleep, but I'm trying, okay? And for that last hour before midnight, I'm usually in wind down mode. If I were to, say, be at this friend's house, which is a 15-minute drive with no traffic, and coming out of midnight would definitely be no traffic, hopefully, Um, if we stayed till the ball drop at midnight, even just exactly, that's then the 15-minute drive home. I am on I just drove a car level, not I'm ready to go to bed level. So I probably won't get to even try for bed until at least 12:30. That's 15 minutes after we get back, assuming I walked out the door at exactly 10, 9, 7, 1. Happy New Year. Okay, bye guys, I'm out. Cuz the midnight hits, you celebrate all that. So you're like, yeah, we're all afraid we forgot the words to this song. All years this happens, and we all just sort of hum along. Be honest, anyone out there actually know the words to that song? Because I don't think I know anyone that actually knows the words. I think we all just here do the to all the saints that we forgot and love, old lang syne. Na, 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 I forgot what's next, so old lang syne. Every year, every single year, without fail. Um, Yeah, so even best case scenario, we wouldn't be leaving right at midnight. We're looking at midnight to midnight 20, leaving there 15 minutes drive home, 12:35. Not going to be able to fall asleep, be wound down till say close to 1 o'clock to even attempt bed. Um, that's why I play the instrument, no words. Good point. I'll bust out the trumpet this year. Badly play the trumpet. um, and knock me back till 1 a.m. before I'm even trying for bed. I am going to be trash the next day, and with not enough people at work because, again, the boss thinks that the both of us need to work holidays and other people don't. It's going to be butts. I don't get much into holiday spirit, but I am very capable of quickly memorizing lyrics. I'm proud of you for that, All Stance. I just use the power of great evil, such as memorizing the Ultimate Showdown, the Ultimate Destiny, and 2 trucks. I love the Ultimate Showdown of Ultimate Destiny. That is an amazing song. I forget who was the one in one of my Cult of the Land streams recently that got me to listen to the Pull the Wool Over Your Eyes song. Well, the Fopsy got that downloaded and I put it on my MP3 player, and the last 2 or 3 times I've been shopping, I was listening to that on repeat. That really helped me get through shopping during the holiday times. Really helped a lot with all the idiots out there, and I wasn't hearing the Christmas music above me as I had that cranked in my earbuds really well, so I didn't have to hear what was going on around me. I think we do have the Ultimate Showdown on our MP3 list. I should throw that on my player too. That's a good one. That's a really good one. Yeah. Any music that makes me feel better about and Gandalf the Great and Gandalf the White and Monty Python and the Holy Grail's Black Knight, Benito Mussolini and the Blue Meanie, Cowboy Curtis and John B. the Genie, Robocop the Terminator, Captain Kirk, Darth Vader, Lopan, Superman, and every single Power Ranger, Bill S. Preston and Theodore Logan, Spock, The Rock, Doc Ock, and Hulk Hogan. It's the ultimate showdown, the ultimate destiny. And in the end, One hero emerged. Mr. Rogers in a blood-stained sweater. Just memorize the Weird Al lyrics and forget the originals. I'll come and sing it for you unprompted, but this is your show. I love you all, Stance. But you're always welcome if you're bored. I always welcome sweet Benoist to come and join me. You're welcome here under the tree. Like, this is a really pretty good sized world. I am really toasted by this place. I'm wondering if it has a non-Christmas variant during the rest of the year because I might be coming back here. The fight went for a century. Many lives were claimed, but eventually champions stood. The rest saw their better. Mr. Rogers in a bloodstained sweater. I love that song. And you know, he was still staying there calmly and just relaxed. Still amazes me as an adult finding out what his profession was prior to being Mr. Rogers. Wow. That he changed his tune from what he was to being the calm spoken man that we all grew up loving as part of our childhoods. And I say all because even kids today probably are still watching him on PBS. Is it a Bob Ross type thing? Yes. Yes, it is. Very much so. They used to call him Bust Him Up Bobby. Previous Methodist minister. Oh, that's right. Oh, I thought he was more Bob Rossi. Oh. Guess I got my stories crossed a little there. My apologies there, Commander. I thought he was more like how Bob Ross was. Either way, he was an amazing man. I love him. He was like my bestie friend when I was a little kid. He was just awesome sauce. He made kids TV fun and educational. Never felt like I was being talked down to. And for being a minister, it never felt like in any way, shape, or form was he pushing religion on you during that show. That's a hard push for almost everyone I know that's even moderately heavy Christian to not push, even by accident, the religious thing. And he could talk to Congress and put them in their place nicely. Yeah, he was the bomb. He was the man. I didn't know about the minister. I remember learning that part at least later on. Because I didn't realize he was religion. You know, I mean, at that time, almost everybody at least claimed some form of Christianity. You had very few people who were claiming elsewise. But the fact that he was a minister, that one kind of blew. It's like, wow, really? Because all the ministers I knew were just pow. Yay! Jax came in with Dorito eyeball. I love his icons. I just really love those faces. Do I currently have a subby to him? I forget. Do I? I think mine expired. Oh, no, wait. I can do that too. He's the perfect for a religious person. He walked the talk. That is correct. That is how I think any religious person should be. I don't want to hear you coming to me and trying to sell me the Book of Mormon, sell me any of these other things, sell me Gideon, sell me Methodist, sell me Catholic. if I wanted to buy that, I can go to the store. We got the store. There's enough of the stores down the street. They're open every Sunday morning. I can go there. Don't come to me and try and sell me Jesus. Don't sell me Buddha. Don't sell me any of this stuff. If I want to buy it, I want to buy it. I don't know if it's because I have less interaction with more of these be nice and help others. Exactly. That is the way to be. I don't know if it's I have less interaction with a lot of these other religions. Because I'm assuming I live in a fairly high Christian slash Catholic, a Protestant slash Catholic area. More of that bringing up thing. I was taught that Protestants were Christians and Catholics were not. Thank you. Thank you for that, because apparently they're all Christians. I find I get way more people that try and push Christianity on me than I have ever had someone try and push Islam, Muslim religion, whatever, exactly, Islam, whatever that's called, or Hinduism, Buddhism, any of the variants of Chinese, Japanese, whatever they're all called. I apologize. I am not the most religiously educated humanoid. It's called Islam. Well, thank you. Thank you. Okay, I am bad at this. But I try. Obviously, I try. But I've never had any of these people try and push their religion on me. Ever. Like, ever. I've never had someone even try and remotely sell me one of those. And I appreciate that. I've had more than a few times different flavors of Protestantisms have come to my door or stopped me on the side of the road as I'm walking and tried to sell me Jesus. This doesn't show me I want your Jesus. Speaking of ordained person, you're not even trying to offend, so you're okay. Thank you. I appreciate. I have no problem with anyone enjoying their religions. I think that's great. Commander, as a definitely someone who is religious, and I am well aware of that one. I held my tongue when someone around us many a FurCon ago was doubting on all of Christianity in front of me. I'm like, you know you're dead. It's a go ahead. Okay, I'm gonna just give the shoving. Good, keep digging. I'm not gonna try and stop you. But I don't have any problem with anyone personally enjoying their religion. If it helps you, if you believe it, if this is how you roll, awesome. The be nice and help others part, 110%. I am all for that. As long as you're doing the fun part there, cool. I don't personally feel a need for a higher power involved in my life to feel that. I am okay that you or other people do. And that's cool. We all have our own way of believing. I know everyone can't be right, and if I know there's at least a dozen religions out there that I know of, and let me just put that out there as the that I know of, because I'm sure there's a lot more. They can't all be right. We can't all have gotten the right answer here. Somebody's got to be right. I can't tell you who until we finish this game. But everyone can be wrong. This is also true. That's right. Everybody, we're going to get to the finish line. We're all at the point you die. You'd be like, you're wrong. Was it Presbyterian? Nope. Catholics? Nope. Buddha? No. We almost had a go, and it was those guys, the Easter Island statues, but even they weren't doing it quite right. So sorry. They were the closest. Even they failed. So, no heaven for any of you. FSM. FSM. What's that one mean, Commander? I'm dumb. Flying space spaghetti monster. Ah, yes, that's right. Derp. Should have got that one. Yeah, we can all be right. We can't all be right, and we could all be wrong somehow. And for all we know, it is the spaghetti monster. Pasta varianism or something. Funny, I think that'd be Hartwood's religion. Are we sure he's not an angel of that particular god? Because I think that would work for him, being the worshiper of noodles. If God is real, I'm going to attack and dethrone him when I... Bad all studs. No attacking anyone's deities. Pastafarians. But yeah, the more I think about it, the more I think that that has to be the god that Heartwood's an archangel for. Because of his obsession with noodles, he has to be a Pastafarian angel. So this would work. Alright, that's my headcanon now. Thank you. Thank you for that. I'm Faye. Christians stole much of our pagan... This is a joke, by the way. To be fair, kinda. A lot of the Christian holidays, as most of us are aware, didn't used to be Christian holidays. Why do you think Jeebus was born middle of December? It's not because they thought that that's when he was born. It's because we already had two pagan religions celebrating at that same time. And it's like, you know what? Fine. This could all... It was from a Adam Ruins Everything episode. I got this one. They had done it in a Peanuts cartoon. And the little Peanuts character goes, okay, so like my god maybe was born on this same day, so we're just going to be worshiping that on this same day. And all the people, the pagans, was like, yeah, whatever, we still get to party. Yay, party! Show me a religion that hasn't borrowed from other religions' festivities. Got that right. Hands down there, Commander. Festivities are always passed down. They didn't come from a vacuum. We didn't just decide to do things because that's what we did now. They came from this other time. Before a lot of this was regular practice to this and that. People did things. People came up with ideas and rituals, so they came from somewhere, and that came from somewhere else, and that came from somewhere else. In fact, the snake from the Garden of Eden isn't representing Satan, it represents the goddess of fertility in the religion that the Garden of Eden story originates from. Yes! Isn't that cool? A lot of the story parts of these things were added from stories that came from other places. Depending on all of these things, not just one religion, most of them. It's just shared stories, and some of them just wound up in books. Festivus. Heck yeah, Festivus for the rest of us. Aren't we supposed to stand by the coat rack and pledge our grievances for Festivus? If I remember. It's been a long time since I watched Seinfeld. But that was George Costanza's dad's holiday. Festivus for the rest of us. Air your grievances. I was right. Yes. I was a teenager when that show was new on the air, so that was a while ago for me. Though I watched a lot of sitcoms that time, so that was a big part of my growing up. Mm. I miss good sitcoms. I miss that being something that just was. Um, I started with sitcoms in the 80s and watching reruns of sitcoms from the 60s and 70s. Even the ones into the 90s and some of the early 2000s were still good. And anything now, because of how TV kind of died, it just isn't really quite there anymore. I don't see any new ones that are making me go crazy. You're just trying to make me feel older. You're going to be 43 in 2 months? Really, Commander? 43? I'm surprised. Wow. You're a young pup there still. No, I'm not trying to make you feel old. If anything, you still feel really young. Comparatively, and that's not just saying that. Honestly, being around you, I'm 25 with a lot of experience. Yeah, I've said that too. Honestly, being around you, you actually tend to have a lot more energy than someone that's even close to that age. I'm really amazed. Um, you don't feel 60. I'm just gonna put that right out. You don't feel 59. You do not feel that old. You maybe feel 40s, but I don't feel like you feel 60s. You still got so much gas in the tank. I'm hoping to be enjoying your presence for more than a few more decades. Please, please keep going. That's a good way to put it. I'm barring that when I eventually cross the threshold into my 40s. You should try my knees. Honestly, I am working to. I can't promise the knee joints themselves are going to last forever, but I'm at least trying to make sure my knee benders are getting their longevity. Um, I every workday morning before I start my shift, I do squats for 2 minutes straight. Um, and I make sure I'm trying to get deeper and deeper every day that I can. And I just want to make sure I can still bend down and tie my shoes when I hit my 80s. That's my goal. I'm not saying I'm going to be like Arnold Schwarzenegger at my 80s. I just want to be able to tie my shoes still. I want to still be able to get around the Walmart without having to get the buzz cart out. I want to still be functional, and I'm doing my best to be a normal human being at that age of my life. I only got 4 more years and 8 months to go. You're still young, Allstance. Enjoy it. Keep having fun with it. A lot of years to go, a lot more time to do things, a lot more time to grow and become more and more you. Well, I'll probably still look at my 20s for my age. Wow, for some reason, you always look young. Um, I don't know how you do it. You're going to be getting carted at movie theaters into your 50s. Till that fur of yours starts turning gray, you're going to look like a kid. I look like an Italian haggard. I'm okay with that, Allstads. I'm okay with that. I got carted at 53. Y'all beat that. Well, so far I haven't gone that far, so I can't say I've done that. But I have been carded here at 42, so. And my hairline ain't exactly where it used to be. Well, that's one of the things you can't, stop necessarily without surgery or chemicals or anything crazy. Exercise doesn't make your hairline stay in place. Less stress possibly does. My mom gets carded still and she's gracefully in her 60s. Good gravy. Wow. That's cray, all stands. That's cray. Then her hip decided to, no more, you're old now, F you. That sucks. I'm sorry. It is funny how sometimes a person is just like, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. Somewhere in like their 60s. Oh, your hip? That's just done. Done. Your knee? Sorry. No. I feel like I should be getting back into pull ups. Why, are you the young one in this conversation at this point, Jax? Are we making you feel like a small one? Hmm. Please do try and stay in shape. I made the mistake of stopping working out when I retired from the military. I am doing my best, and I hope everyone else is as well. It is very important. I'm not saying I go to the gym and pump iron 3 times a week, but I do make sure at least I do my daily squats at this point. I get out and do the grocery shopping every week and get a good long walk in for that. I try and get a walk in, a nice long walk at least once during the weekend. I try and do things. I'm not saying I'm going for the Olympics, but yeah, definitely try and do at least a little bit. Your body will thank you. And as long as you're doing something like that, at least some. When it comes to some of your annual fun things, like, I don't know, this a couple things I go to, like, called Anthrocom and Midwefforflef, those things, they involve a lot of walking and endurance and heat objects. The fact that I've been exercising at least some every week, most every day, my experience at those cons the last few years has been getting better and better. So, just putting that out there. Keep trying. My workout routine includes blade and sorcery, nothing like swinging my arms wildly around until I'm drenched in sweat. You know, yes, VR type games are really high activity sometimes, so I could definitely feel that being an exercise. I honestly was feeling a good workout from what I was doing with Wii Fit. Um, Mostly yoga stuff, but I was doing a lot of the strength training for a while too, and the jogging in place thing. I know it wasn't like a perfect situation, but it was something, and it was fun. So for a long time, it kept my attention, and I was doing that. Tempted to bust that back out again, but that takes effort. Same thing with the DDR. Doing that was, I wasn't good at it, but it was exercise. Commander be like the hallway of doom. I'll be honest, a lot of this year at MFF, the flames were not on the hot dog roasters of the hallway of death. Most of the length of it, I actually walked that a lot more times than I thought I would, especially the number of times I walked that in fursuit. Full suit most of the time, even. So, yeah. But that is a long, long trek between Hilton and convention space. I need to have a rematch with Heartwood. I dueled her and won, but I cheated a little bit by throwing the sword at her and striking her in the head. That's not cheating. That's strategic. Hmm. I should try one of those kinds of things. Give it a little whirl. Honestly, I was actually tempted to try some of the Beat Saber knockoffs that are here in VR, because I think that'd be a fun thing. I've seen people playing that, and it always looks entertaining. Nah, I said I'd fight honorably, and then I didn't. Oh. No cheating too much. Melee weapon, ranged weapon. Part of me has been tempted to take some of my Japanese weaponry and going out in the backyard and doing doing katas and routines that I can find online to try and get better with those things. Because I bet it would be fun to get better with the sai or try and learn the nunchaku. Because that'd be an interesting little just tidbit to have handy. I do have a nice pair of sai, and Fopsy does have the nunchucks hanging up in the living room for self defense. She would have beaten me had I not done that. To be fair, she did take fencing as a sport back in the long before, so she has some experience. I think fencing would be a fun thing to learn, but that one definitely involves a lot of expensive equipment to even have one half of a fencing setup, let alone someone to fence with and practice, etc., etc. I'll have to bring you my kendo book. Ooh, a kendo book? Kendo sounds fun. Um, yeah, I practice HEMA as competently as I'm able to, and I've owned BNS for over a year, and at that point I'd played it nearly daily since I bought it. She was out of her... Ah, well, that is true. I mean, she hasn't been doing it for quite a few years from what I've heard. I can say I haven't been playing soccer for a lot of years, but I can surely say I know quite a few of my foot tricks I learned back in high school. That may have been a few decades ago at this point, but I know I can still control the ball. Fortunately, because my feet have stopped growing since the point whenever I was buying those shoes, I still have my cleats in the garage. And my shin guards. So I'm not going to lose my shins. Actually trained to fight art. Really? Good boy, All Stance. I am proud of you for training. Good work. We do have a punching bag in the garage. I could spend some time out there practicing punches and stuff. I learned a little Taekwondo back when I was in high school, not much. But I could always YouTube that and get more, some basic stuff. I lost my... Oh, I'm so sorry, Commander. If you wanted them, I'd buy you a pair. Definitely. I lost my jersey from when I was in high school, I think. It may still be in a drawer, but I think it's gone. Yeah, I even trained using a rapier through the VRC Dual World. Doesn't feel quite right for the kind of combat. Real quick, nimble neck stabs. Oh. And my lacrosse gloves fell out. Oh, I am so sorry. Man, that sucks. Whenever fun equipment like that goes feh. Fopsy's kickboxing gloves are still in good shape. We have those in the garage for, well, they're next to the punching bag. Nice and effective. Very useful for taking out some aggression on Mr. Red. I was not good at a lot of sports, but basically anything that involved catching. My lacrosse sticks are still good. Well, that's good. So you need goalie gloves and you need lacrosse gloves. So gloves aren't the worst part of this situation. I would love to face Hart in actual games set up for melee combat, like Swords of Grr or the multiplayer mod for Blade and Sorcery. Ooh, that would be neat. I bet that would be fun. I was definitely no good at any sport that involved catching, throwing, or hitting balls. I was taught when I was. They were trying to get me from. I was moving from T-ball to Little League. Keep your eye on the ball. Keep your eye on the ball. You just watch the ball as it's coming to you. Watch the ball. You know what I never saw as a kid? Never once saw the ball. It was coming at me. I never saw it. Not a single time. It was always just was in the pitcher's hand, was over by the catcher. That was how much I saw it. In fact, more times than I actually saw it do that, I saw it was in the pitcher's hand, was between my eyeballs, breaking my glass in two. After about the fourth pair of glasses and the fourth bruised up front of my face, I started doing the duck and cover, and they started asking me why, and I said, "'Cause it hurts." Never understood that. But hey, that was my problem with that kind of sport. We live in a place infested with Japanese knotweed, so me and the local kids would beat each other with the dried stalks. That is cool. I'm amused that you had that kind of a fun as a kid. Lacrosse was the only sport I played an offensive scoring role. Nice. Are you sure about that? Oh, snap. Flare sus look. Cute, cute. Yes, no. Commander Kitsune was a good boy. I'm sure he was a good thing. Not good with balls. That's too bad. Kicking balls, however, I was really good at that. I was good at dealing with this large ball that was on the ground. Oh, heck yeah. I always had strong legs because I may have got fat come third grade, but I was never able to give up getting from point A to point B in a very hilly town, so I always had strong legs. So I was good with soccer. I was really good with soccer. I figured out basic ball control so fast. But catching a little baseball, football, no. Basketball, it's too much running back and forth. No. Soccer, oh hell yeah, that worked for me. Knotweed looks like thinner bamboo. They're more fragile, so you're more likely to break the stalk than bone when you... Well, that's cool. So it was a fun kind of like sword fighty game with amongst your kid friends. More stung than hurt when you got hit with one. Nice. That would have been really cool. I almost wish that grew back where I grew up. Wow, it says, I played Little League, then I got hit by a baseball once, then I became afraid of the ball and kept backing out of the batter's box. Eventually I got kicked off the team for doing that. I kicked myself off the team. I didn't want to do it anymore. You got hit once by the baseball. I got hit by it a lot of times. I just am noting specifically 4 times getting hit between the eyes and my glasses breaking in two. I didn't care about the cost of the glasses. That magically got fixed by my parents. It was the pain of getting hit in the face. They make you put on a batting helmet, which is cool. That protects the top of your head. It does not protect the front of your head. Right there, where all the fun sensitive bits are. Had the batting helmet had a little cage in the front, like a football helmet does, I'd probably been okay with batting. Does it cut you up as much as bamboo? I'm betting not. I'm betting it just stings if it broke that well. We had a lot of sticks as a kid, so that's what we mostly had. No, you don't. Knotweed is a invasive species that grows uncontrollably. They genetically engineered it, develops strong root structure to hold the embankments and prevent mudslides. But it grows like a weed on steroids. Ugh. Yeah, okay, then you can keep that garbage. If there's even a tiny fraction of a root left, it'll turn into a whole plant next year. Ugh, ugh. I'm happy that dandelions aren't just like prominent super takeover in our yard. I've seen more than a few yards in our neighborhood that just become yellow flocks, but ours just kind of get speckled with them. And then they multiply. And also, no, the edges were never sharp. Oh, good. Kudzu for riverbanks. Botany. I'm thinking I want to try and plant some blueberry bushes in our front yard in front of the in the front garden section. We'll see how that'll work out. I think I can do that safely without too much extra effort. I always see them in the ready to plant little bushlets section at both Walmart and Meijer, and even over at Menards. So for just a few little bush attempts, I'll see if I can plant them in front of our front bushes and or over in the garden triangle and try and grow some blueberries for the vixen. If nothing else, that'd make a bush area that I don't have to mow anymore, so that's also a bonus right there. But secondly, it might make blueberries, which makes everybody happy. Free berries that help you with memory. Not my favorite berry by far, but, I mean, free berries is free berries. I still am down for that. The deer, rabbits, and squirrels will eat them to the ground. We have squirrels, so there's that problem. I don't think we've spotted rabbits around here. We have raccoon. Have not spotted any deer in town, so probably safe from everything but the evil little squirrel monsters. Bamboo will slice you up bad if it's split or splintered, and you won't even realize you got cut. Yeah, bamboo's pretty wicked. Be careful with that. Invite me over and I'll be your rabbit. Oh, you want to eat all the blueberries? And yes, all stands. You're welcome to come over and be a rabbit at our place. Wouldn't mind seeing you in person. I bet that would be actually fun. Fun, fun, fun. I'll bring my brewing equipment and make blueberry wine. Ooh. Ooh. Even if I just buy blueberries to make that happen, I'd do it. For the size the bushes come, they come in like twig size, so I'm hoping within a couple of years, if they survive year one, which might never have in my many attempts so far in the backyard, within a few years, they might be up to the point where they're actually being berries worth eating. After I check the brewing laws in your woods first, of course. As far as I know, fully legal. Indiana's actually pretty okay with it. I don't know if there's a quantity like 200 gallons before needing a license, but honestly, if you ain't selling it, how would they know? Make wine out of those peach-colored cherries. Distilling is wholly illegal without a license. This is true. Distilling is definitely something you need to be more careful about. And in states like Texas, you can't distill at all. Salmon berries? I don't know. We do have a cherry tree out front. I don't think they're an edible type of cherry. At least not to humans. I've never tried to eat them. They don't look tasty like any of the ones that I'd normally buy in the store. But yeah. Love the cherry tree, though. It is very pretty, so I don't down on it one bit. For several weeks out of the year, I have a big puff of pink flowers on my front yard. I like that. But I wouldn't mind trying to grow the blueberries again. I think that'd be a good project this year. Not an expensive nor hard one. Honestly, just dig a hole for them and maybe put a stick next to each one so I don't mow the stupid things over. Um, should be pretty peasy easy. Um, Maybe, if I get adventurous, dig out part of the triangle garden area completely and plant a couple in there too. I'm in Louisiana. I'm sure people probably make moonshine here. You know, legally should probably do two different stories. I want to grow ginger and make authentic ginger beer. I would love that too. That would be really nummy. Fortunately, even not growing your own ginger, I found, though it looks expensive, by the price tags on it, it doesn't weigh much. So what you need for stuff like ginger beer is not that much in cost of ginger stuffs. So still actually moderately affordable if you ever wanted to give that kind of thing an attempty. Just saying, just putting that one out there. I have no problem with trying stuff similar to a lot of the things we've talked about earlier about, say, like, oh, hello, first time cheddar, King Solstice 621. Yes, Ginger, I agree. Yay! Thank you for joining us in conversation there, King Solstice. I have no idea what's going on. It's okay. We were actually talking about making beverages out of things. And All Stance actually was talking about making ginger beer from fresh ginger. I'm super market ginger is UV irradiated, so you need to spike it with an external source of yeast. Ginger beer when made authentically uses the yeast that's already growing in the root. I did not know that. Well, that is actually kind of neat to know. Again, I really barely dabbled in beverage construction, like a few beers under my belt while I still lived in New York. That's actually kind of neat to know. Cool. King be like, I love things in beverages. Me too. Me too there, King. I made Kool-Aid one time. Nice. One thing I miss from living in Pennsylvania was growing mint in the backyard. I actually tried to grow it here a few times, but the MF and squirrels thought the places where I decided to plant mint were the places they wanted to go diggy, and they diggied up my mint plants before they got a good chance to make root. Mint, like a lot of other weed-like critters, will be there once it gets good root, and you are stuck with it forever. But boy, pick like 6 big mint leaves, add them to hot water. You have some of the most brilliant mint tea you have ever tasted. It's not dark colored because, well, it's not a dried leaf, but it is a bold, very minty flavor. 2 batches of mead, mixed berry wine, and a water Kiefer. I still am not sure if I'm saying that right. Kiefer soda. That is really cool. You are really skilled there, Alistance. Everything has to be monetized by the government in the U.S., even if it shouldn't be anyone else's business. Yeah. The problem with distilling is that one is actually explosively dangerous. That's the only reason why, yeah, that one's regulated. Similarly, there's another product that Florida is very famous for making a lot of. It's a crystallized product based on methamphetamines. put the two and two together. That one also involves potential explosives. So, yeah. I managed to keep the water Kiefer soda going for over 2 years, and I had about 2 liters of soda made every. Wow. Wow. Cereal? That is a lot of sody there, all sense. I am really proud of you. King says, can I just chew the mint? Absolutely. Crystallized product. But yes, seriously, yeah, if you have mint growing in your yard, um, you can just walk up, grab a leaf off it, and chew it. It is delicious. It is wonderful. It is the mintiest, wonderful mint you will ever taste. And eating one of those straight up is obviously sugar free. It is just a leaf. Ta-da! Grandma wanted rid of her mint so much at her house when I was growing up. She tried so many times to uproot it. I'm so glad it always failed because every time I'd come visit her during anywhere from spring to late fall, I could pick a leaf and enjoy it. Alston says, yes, it is a very fast ferment time. 3 days from start to finish. That is so awesome. The only thing growing here is wheat, cotton, and poverty rates. Well, you're not in Ohio because all they grow there is corn and soybeans. That's a bad joke. Partially at Commander's expense because he lives in Ohio. You can always grow other things in your own personal yard at small quantities, berries, mint, or other leafy herbs, depending on what your soil will let you take. Most things like that are pretty universal. It just means you have to deal with it your own self. And you can even do it in, say, a planter inside your house, in the window. We did that in Carlisle for a long time. The sugar you get gets converted into alcohol. 80% of the sugar gets converted into alcohol, carbon dioxide, and acetic and lactic acids. Still tasty. Commander would be like, I'm out here. Everyone have a great week. Thank you, Commander. I hope you do too. Thank you for hanging out, you wonderful little kitsune. I look forward to seeing you again, possibly tomorrow night at Fopsy's stream or any of the other streams this week. You be an awesome Sune. I'll stand to be like, take care. Jack says, my neighbor's garage burned down because he was cooking in his lab. Oh my. That is such a dangerous product. That is a scary, scary product. There are enough drugs you could do that are not going to involve your house burning down. I mean, seriously. You want drugs? Stick to a growing lab with hydroponics and grow pot. To be honest, it's going to be legal most ever, probably within the next decade. So you won't even have to hide it for long. Just don't go selling it. Make what you need. Don't sell it. Yours. Enjoy. Saves money. Be a green thumb. Not telling you to do drugs, but telling you not to blow your house up. King says, I'll add growing mint plant to my bucket list. Legal funny plant. But yeah, if you're King, come spring, if you have a home type store like Lowe's, Home Depot, or Menards near you, just go into the potted plants area. I like the starter plants, back where tomato plants and pepper plants are. I can almost guarantee you will find mint plants in that area too. If you don't, ask one of the sales reps. They can point it to you. For a very inexpensive amount of stuff, as long as you even have a window that is south facing, or if you have a porch or a patio or something you can put it on, you can easily set up a planter with a few mint plants. Give it a shot. Honestly, it's a really easy to deal with plant. If you have a yard, especially one that you can sneak it onto and no one's going to notice, you could easily stick that in a place that's not going to get mowed over. And as long as it makes it through at least a couple growing cycles, you're never getting rid of it. I'll consider it next time there's more than 15 bucks. That one I can't fix for you. To be fair, mint plants aren't that expensive, but I would rather you buy food than a plant to deal with. So please, by all means, pay for your electricity, pay for your actual food products first. But if you're looking for a hobby, that one's actually pretty cheap to try anyway. Assuming you don't have squirrels, they're gonna dig up your mint and your basil plants. Stupid squirrels. Stupid squirrels. Hef. If you can't tell, I'm not a big fan of the squirrels in this area. They're fun to watch, but they're dumb and dig holes in my backyard and make it fun to mow and hard to grow things. My house just a large squirrel's nest. Yeah, us too. Sad to say. We live in. If you look at where our house is on Google Maps, you just see trees, and it is a suburbia. It's just there's that much tree coverage here. We have a nice big canopy over the entire region, and the squirrels just are aware they own it. Jack says, yeah, part of the tree in this yard caught on fire, and the fire department was shoveling his garage after it burned to ash. Wow. I am sorry. That's scary there, Jax. Hopefully that was far enough away from your house. You didn't have to be scared that they were going to attempt to burn down your house with said fire. So I am really sorry you had to deal with that. That's scary level. This is why we don't allow distilling products in homes without licenses. A lot of that comes down to you are regulated and someone's paying attention to make sure you don't have a home constructed object that's not secure and might be emitting gases that catch fire and burn down your garage. There are probably more squirrels around here than people. I can guarantee you there are more squirrels around here than people because I count like a dozen in my own backyard and there are only 2 people living in this house. I can pretty much guarantee you almost every yard in my neighborhood has more squirrels than people live in each of those houses. And this is suburbia, so that's a lot of squirrels. I grew up in a hunting area, and I have a 20 gauge and a 22 in my arsenal. I'm aware squirrel tastes good. I am not allowed to shoot them in city limits, no matter how many of the annoying little bastards are back there. And I know how to only shoot if I'm going to make sure that I'm not going to have bullets speeding off towards someone's house, aka point towards the MF and squishy ground, not up towards the top of the tree. Not that dumb, anyway. Stupid squirrels. And I certainly wouldn't be shooting the kitties or the raccoons, because I think they're both really cute. Raccoons have not messed with my garbage cans once, ever. And the kitties help scare off the squirrels some of the time, so they can definitely stay too. I think the raccoons scare off the squirrels too, so again, keep it up, guys. You are both awesome little pests. I had 2 SWAT raid in my neighborhood right down and say, ugh, one a few days. Ouch. And are you sure you live in a safe place? Do you know if you're able to move? This does not sound like a healthy environment. Uh, One thing I learned from a friend when we're going to be house buying the first time here. Uh, he gave me a website. I've lost at this point, but it was showing crime as a heat map around any given residence area, and showed me what it looked like where they lived, and said, if we had a choice, we wouldn't be here right now. And I used that when we were shopping for this house, and I was like, oh, that's why Javi said don't buy a house in this area, even though it costs a quarter of the price of everywhere else. Because I would need Kevlar windows. Thank you. My neighbor Jax? Yes. I would recommend some house shopping or apartment shopping. We don't want you to end up deaded from someone exploding a meth lab next to you or shooting each other, or dealing with a SWAT team accidentally getting the wrong address by one number. We like you being a good red panda that's very well breathing and not having a higher lead content than you should, either from injection or from eating lead paint chips or drinking from the water. That one I would have from growing up where I did. We had lots of lead lined pipes. Yeah. Yeah. They're still there too. City is more than well aware of them. They're just not replacing them. My parents drink bottled water. uh, mm. Definitely, if it's possible. If you're seeing that much action near you, that's a good sign to start shopping. I'm not just trying to tell you what to do. I'm being that old fart that's trying to take care of you and make sure you don't get all dead on us. We don't want you all dead on us. Okay? So please don't look at this as me just trying to say, you do the thing. More of a, just legitimately worried about you there, buddy. I don't want you to get hurt. I don't want you to get shot, exploded, burnt down, or anything. Though I trust me, I understand even moving apartment to apartment gets expensive. Louisiana is a high crime area. I hear gunfire every night. It is. Is it bad that I am able to sleep through it? To be fair, no, because I sleep through a lot of noises. Um, this is a high fireworks area, so anytime between, say, beginning of May till end of September, any given night around here could magically turn into the 4th of July. So I've also become used to sleeping during a large amount of explosions. And I mean any given place around here, even in our tree canopy where you probably shouldn't be shooting off mortars. People still do it anyway. And I've slept through large car accidents outside my house window. I've slept through lots of other things that should have woken me up. So don't feel too bad on that. But still worry about you there, buddy. Honestly, changing where you live is butts. 110%. Even if it's for the better, like when we moved here to Indiana, to Fort Wayne area, our quality of living went up over tenfold from where we were living in that cruddy apartment in Carlisle. Um, Not just from the physical room we were living in, but the area we lived around us. But the pain of moving 8 hours away from where you were is a lot. Even the time I moved from the other side of the west side of Pittsburgh to the central Pennsylvania, that's a 3.5 hour-ish drive from where I was to where I became. It was a big step. It was a big change in life. And that's in the same state. I didn't have to change my driver's license or anything. Well, I had to get the address updated, but I didn't have to like get a different driver's license or something like I did when I moved states to here. Um, but stay safe, okay, Panda? Like, don't don't get hurt. Don't be brave. Don't try and be a hero. Be safe, okay? I don't know you that well. That's only because I've only recently met you in a few chat rooms. But that doesn't mean I don't want you to still be there tomorrow. Or the next day. Or the next day. Just be careful, okay? And that goes for all of you. Anytime it's not safe, don't be a hero. Definitely learn duck and cover. And the money in your wallet isn't worth your life. Ever. Mine really isn't. I rarely carry much cash. And pretty much any piece of plastic you carry, the moment you get home, you can get that canceled. And they can't get any money out of you. So, be safe, okay, everybody? Boy, we got heavy there at the end, didn't we? I am gonna raid out here. It is well past my usual o'clock, and I think I know who I'm gonna send you to. He's a nice little friend of mine. One of the first people I actually started watching when I was here on Twitch, before I even started streaming. One of the people actually watching him actually helped encourage me to want to stream. So, oh good, he's even on the pop-up list. Yay, that makes things easier. There we go. Okay, it did pop up. Yay! Remember, I stream on Mondays and Wednesdays from 7 till 10 Eastern, if you're wondering when that is. We're a little after 10 right now, so -3 from that is when I normally start your time. Fopsy, my other half, normally streams on Tuesdays and Fridays, same time frame. Her link is in my description below. It is that beautiful little pink Fopsy there. I should have my commandy things working. Let me see if that is working. I try that before I started stream because I was in a rush. Yes. Cord. Enter. Yay! My commands are working. Hot diggity. And if you want a bunch of fursuit stuff, YouTube. Enter. I should just make a YT. I've seen other people using that. My YouTube channel has a lot of videos, so there's that too. But thank you all for spending time with me. You've all been wonderful. I really appreciate you being here to chat with me and listen to me babble. I hope it was helpful. It was entertaining. I hope it helped make you all have a good day and had a happy Christmas. I hope you have a great rest of yours. and a good new year coming up. But I'll see you on Wednesday for games. Probably Call to Land, but I'm actually thinking about doing some of the VR games on Wednesday, so we'll see what happens. You'll find out when you get there. But for now, be good to this little kitty dragon. He's very nice. And I will see you all again in a couple of days. Possibly tomorrow during Fopsy's stream if you're there. But say hi to Lumi for me. Pay no attention to the hello mode. It's definitely a bye mode. Aww. Bye, Jax. You be good. Be good to Lumi. Or not. Yeah. Just be. I'll see you all real soon. Bye for now. Clicky, clicky. Clicky.